almost had it
He's
smooth.
like, oh, I'm gonna have it ready.
I did. I had it ready. I just didn't do it very well. So, yeah. So that's a week on Icon, all in like 8 minutes. So thanks everybody for coming tonight, and we'll see you next Sunday. No,
that was long enough. So you said a lot of pictures. You know, why did they start as soon as the dogs?
Because they want to participate. So,
no, there was a lot of pictures. There was like 220 pictures that I just grabbed a ton of them, and then as I did it, I deleted some of them out and got it down to like 160. And that's not even all the pictures. I mean, I just whatever. Hi guys,
I think the dogs missed us. You didn't include the video of the dogs jumping on us as we walked in the front door. Yeah, they were a little unhappy that they were not included on Icon. They saw the pictures that there were dogs allowed on the ship, and they were a little upset that they were not included in that. So
Jeff said, awesome pictures we forgot to get with you guys. You're not the only one. We've been saying that over and over again, and still talking to so many people that we were talking to on the ship. So many other creators, and everybody's saying, I forgot to get a picture.
But I'm looking at everybody else's pictures and seeing that everybody else got pictures together, not us.
No. That's what they're saying though. They're saying I forgot to get pictures with a lot of people. So,
oh, Jamie, so nice of you to notice the new camera angle. So we upgraded a little bit of gear, not too much. Santa Claus was kind, so we did upgrade some gear. Some of the gear worked great, like this camera angle. Some of the gear did not work as great.
Yeah,
but you'll hear all about that. So I don't know.
Okay, well, maybe
partially
user error.
Partially.
Guys, I just want to give a shout out because I forgot to wear these. I literally had them sitting right here on the tabletop here, in our last slide before we left, and I wore these on boarding day. So if you guys notice in any pictures or see in any vlogs, these earrings were made for me by Caitlin, and I love them, and they match perfectly because you're wearing our boarding day shirt.
So we had to wear the. Oh, I got to tilt this way.
Yeah, you got to show the icon.
So we got the. Angles. There we go.
We've said this before. When we picked our name, we kept talking about like whatever. We picked How We Cruise because we bring vlogs of how we cruise. It's not how everybody cruises. We're not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. But we bring to you what we do. So we're How We Cruise, and we left it with a semicolon because it's how we cruise with friends, how we cruise with family, how we cruise, Icon of the Seas. So that's what we did for our shirts, How We Cruise, Icon of the Seas. We have Icon of the Seas on the back as well. This is the shirt that we wore down to Miami when we flew down there. Keep Icon on. So we all had matching shirts for this. Our boarding day shirt was that.
So now that we're 15 minutes in, if it's your first time here, this is Julie on the right side. I am Brian, and we are How We Cruise, as Julie said. So thank you all for coming in or coming back.
It's their left, by the way.
Is it backwards?
I'm on you. No, look, you're seeing exactly what they see. I'm on the left. I'm on your right, but I'm on their left.
I was helping Katie with homework today, so it was.
Oh gosh, guys! We have every intention of making them do a little bit of schoolwork like throughout the week and everything, and knowing that it's not going to be every day, but you're going to find those little lulls. But they did get they got a lot done. They got most of it done. So there's a little bit more to work on tomorrow morning before school, but they did good. I was really proud of them.
Yeah, but
thank you, Jamie.
They got caught up. Yeah, they got caught up. So there are a few people here. Thank you all for joining us. We know you're all here, not for us, but rather for Icon. But we'll just say hello. Shayna, Kathy, Danny D in the house. Fats and Trey are here.
Iced tea.
What happened? Oh, iced tea.
Iced tea. I'm getting.
You might have to.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna let the dogs out.
Okay. Jennifer's here. Scott McNeil, C Trippin. Good to see you guys, Kim and Scott. Nice. Thanks for coming in. Cruise Nuts. Alice is here. Sherry from Destination Fun. Good to see you. Hello, Will G. Mom, as always, thank you for coming in. You guys were just on the Venezia with Shayna and Mark. Hope you guys had a good time. Saw some of your comments there, Shayna. Sorry about that room. It was, like you said, learning experience. The only way we didn't know how we were going to like our room on the Icon, and we've got some opinions that we're going to share with you. But tonight is all about first opinions, first look. We will have a full review coming that's going to be a lot more organized. I promise you tonight we will be as all over the place as we can possibly be, with as little structure or guidance as possible.
For sure.
And we're willing to stay here for the next 3 or 4 hours if you are. So ask us any questions you want to know about Icon. We're willing to talk about all of it. She has no secrets. Who else is here from?
And really, guys, these are our first impressions. We've talked a lot about it. We've mulled over it a little bit, but this is unscripted, unedited, and we're gonna bring it to you exactly. And we don't agree on everything. We get a little heated when we don't agree. No. We're kind of arguing, and I'm like, I can't take this. It's like you're telling me I'm wrong because I don't agree with you, and you're like, what are you kidding me?
Stand by. I expect a very high kick count tonight. I expect it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I actually put on, for those of you who don't know, I play hockey. So I put on my hockey pants. So I have padding on my right leg here. So why are those dogs still barking?
I left the door open because they didn't come right back in.
Oh, that's not a good idea.
I'm sorry, guys.
Sugar's in the house with me, Ma. How are you? Tony, we met a fellow who says he knows you. Mike.
Well, we had to remind him. We had to remind him who it was.
Matt, right? Matt. It was Matt. Yeah, some guy named Matt. No, Matt was fantastic. What a really great guy.
Yeah.
And he only said it has positive things to say, Tony. So, despite what hard time he gives you, we know he loves you. Sugar, nice to see you. We already said hi to Kathy.
Like I said, I'm finishing my iced tea now.
So we can move on.
So starts with a D.
Z is here.
D and
Jeff hits it up for sending me a message while we're in the live. Thank you, Jeff, for that. I was wondering why my phone buzzed.
All the time.
Jamie, good to see you, sir. Welcome in. Scott McClure, great meeting you on the ship, sir. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you.
Great guy. Awesome.
Let's see. Alan is here. Hello, Alan. Gary, hope we're doing well. Thank you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Kevin is here, and that might be him barking, he says.
We hear you, Kev.
Matt is here, and I think we've said hello to everybody. So if we missed you, I apologize, but just shout us out in the chat. This live stream is all about talking about cruising, talking about your favorite things, asking us some questions about maybe our opinions or maybe giving us a piece of your mind. We want to talk all about it.
If there's anything you want to know, make sure you put it in the chat. We'll be sure to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple questions that came through earlier today.
So we'll start with the Facebook questions that we already got.
All right.
What was the first one?
Well, they want to know about the food. Let's talk about the food on the ship.
There's nothing to eat on this ship. You got to bring sandwiches. I highly recommend if you're going to go on the Icon, little plastic baggies.
I'm going to start making myself a note.
Filled peanut butter and jelly sandwiches would be great to bring as a boarding day snack.
I'm going to start. I'm a pen and paper person all the time.
No, Dad. Mom rarely books cruises during the live streams.
We got food. I'm just making notes if you guys are jumping questions.
What are you making notes on, Julie?
Oh, that's something
else. That's later?
Yeah.
Oh, Julie has a plan. Strange. She didn't share it with me.
Every once in a while. That's because you don't listen.
Jamie wants to know, was the swim and tonic pool bar always totally packed? It was warm. But only by the afternoon.
Okay, so we'll come back to the food. We'll come back to the food. I wrote it down because first let's talk about, we were on the maiden voyage. Before we even left, this was kind of a bone of contention for some people. Mm-hmm. It's not the first sailing. There's a bunch of what they call shakedown sailings and media sailings that they do for travel agents and social media or media and employees of Royal Caribbean. They want to have the ship ready for the first revenue sailing. If we were the first sailing, they would be learning everything on us, and people are not happy when you're the guinea pig on their dollar. So they have to make sure that they're set. We were super excited to be on the first maiden voyage because there's a bunch of things that are different about being on that first revenue sailing. So first and foremost, it was not at capacity. We know that the ship holds over 7,000 people, 7,800 passengers. plus
Not
crew.
quite, but close.
Anyway, in that area, and we were sailing with just over 5,000, or right around 5,000.
Right. So, and that was no secret. Michael Bailey posted it
Yeah.
well before the cruise, saying that the first sailing was only going to have about 5,500 people on board.
We were at 80%.
It was probably a
They
little
capped
bit
it at
less.
80. And then of that, we think about 500 of them were kids.
There were not a lot of
17
kids.
and under.
There was not a lot of kids.
There wasn't a lot, but there was enough. Like there was definitely the presence of them.
There could have been more.
Well, sure.
It could handle more.
Sure. But so anyway,
Hello, Julie. Hello, Chris. Nice to see you. Orange Cone Vlog.
The question was the swim up bar always packed? It was definitely full, especially on sea days. But it wasn't like overly full. It wasn't that there wasn't a spot to sit, or outside of the pool, there was always a spot to sit. But in the pool, up at the bar, like every stool was taken. And then they have these other tables with chairs around the tables, and they were all occupied. The hot tub had a nice ebb and flow, so people would get in for a little bit and get out, and it was never overly packed or overly crowded. So I don't know what it'll be. I could imagine that on a sea day, on a full or a capacity, a cruise at capacity, that it would get pretty packed. But the thing that offsets the swim and tonic, the swim up bar, is the hideaway. The hideaway is the beach club vibe. All right. This is the beach club vibe at the aft of the ship. It's an infinity pool right at the aft, which is beautiful, but that's adults only. Has a really nice bar and some really great wait staff that's coming up to the pool. So that offsets the swim up bar, I think, a little bit. The kids are allowed in swim and tonic. There wasn't, like we said, not a ton of kids on the sailing. Our kids went in there for like a hot second when we went to get a drink there, but they didn't necessarily even want to be there. They sat in the hot tub for a minute, and nobody was upset that they were there, and they were behaved. But so that's that.
So since we said we'd start with our first question about food and went straight to pools.
Well, I wanted to talk about capacity. And then we answer the questions and see problem.
Boarding day was interesting with capacity because everybody was looking at that new promenade, and it was a little crowded on boarding day. Not super crowded, but like it felt kind of full-ish, but it was because there was so much there on the promenade that's not new to Royal Caribbean. It's still, but that pearl takes up a lot of space.
It's part of the structure of the ship.
Yes, without it the ship sinks.
The largest kinetic structure in the world.
What does kinetic mean?
Kinetic means movement. So it's the largest moving structure because it's got all these it like shimmers and moves, and then it has like this like wavy thing. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. It's iridescent in color. And
break down Sherry's question.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to do that. So it's absolutely stunning, and it's part of the structure of the ship. So it's not like it doesn't take up space.
No,
it is the space. It is the space. First impression walking on the ship. When we walked through the door, it was our first impression.
My first impression? My camera's not working for my live stream.
That's true. We were walking on the ship and you're like, I'm not live.
So it was funny because
we had a lot of technical difficulties.
When you talk about boarding day, especially in a big port city like Miami, there's always complaints. Oh, we waited so long. Oh, they boarded this group first, or oh, how dare they put those people ahead of us? I wanted to be first. Me. But what I'll say about the Royal Caribbean boarding is once you're through security, you don't wait a very long time. This is actually one of the first times that I actually sat in a waiting area waiting to board a Royal Caribbean ship. And we weren't there for more than a hot minute. And then next thing I know, it was like, I thought I heard somebody yell stampede in the background, and everybody just went towards the doors, and Julie goes running off with the camera and like running over her shoulder. She's like, start the live stream. I'm like, ah! So we did our best. But we didn't lose any kids.
Not for long.
Well, actually, the Royal Caribbean system, all the employees that can access. So we knew, our room steward actually knew who was on the ship, who wasn't. He actually showed me on his device. He could see that we were on the ship or off the ship, so he knew when he could go to our room.
You didn't tell me that. That's really cool. So when they scanned our card in, when they scanned our card out, that's pretty darn neat. I really like that.
But yeah, but first impressions, I mean, that you walk right onto the ship and they bring you on the starboard side.
So my first impression was, I mean, we walked in and we did, like, the gangway wasn't even long, right? I just felt like we would all of a sudden 2 seconds we were like on the ship. And as we walked in, it was, even with like everybody kind of getting in at the same time, it was like wide open. It was very vast. Open. And the pearls in front of you, and it's way bigger than you imagined it would be. Like, not that you imagined it to be small, it was just, and then, but you have like feet, like so many, like how many yards to get to the pearl when you walk through the front door.
She's wide.
Or for doors or whatever. And it's just open. And of course, so the other thing that I wanted to talk about is what is special about the Maiden Voyage. I mean, you walk in and it's immediately a party. Like, they are so excited to have their first set of paying guests on board. I mean, you could see it in the crew, and all the crew kept saying was, "We're just so glad you're here. We've been waiting so long for this. We've been waiting for this. We've been working hard for this." Right, they were so appreciative.
So, but I haven't put up a lot of comments tonight, but I'm putting this one up. So, because it's what we're talking about. So Jamie says, so compared to boarding an Oasis class ship, was it a big difference? Because that's exactly what I was going to respond to you.
So as you board on the Maiden Voyage, like, they're passing out champagne and they're playing the music, and like everybody is like hugging each other as like they're like, "Oh my goodness, there you are. Oh my goodness, there you are." That was the experience. I can't wait to bring it to you in the vlog because we have some of it live. But like, to be there was really, really fun, really neat.
They didn't even count how many champagnes they gave me.
No. Oh, even the kid, and you know what? It was nice because they had the regular champagne, and then they had non-alcoholic, and the kids were running up and able to get it, and it was just so fun. It was like, you know, and again, like, drink package or not, it was just everybody got what they wanted as you boarded. We did not go to the Windjammer, to the buffet, but that's one of the things Brian disagrees with. We'll talk about that. But they did have lobster, and they had filet mignon, and they had an entire seafood spread, and it was very upscale food. So
I wouldn't know.
So let's talk about this comment, and then we'll bring it back to the food.
So was it like boarding the Oasis class? That you asked first impressions. My first impression was everybody said this was going to be like a bigger version of an Oasis class ship, and in concept it was. But in actuality, what they basically did is they took an Oasis class ship and they stretched it wide, and then they stretched it tall, and that promenade,
not that much longer.
No, it's only 7% larger than Wonder.
Mm-hmm. So it's a big ship, guys, but it's the flow, it's the layout that makes it feel so much bigger.
Basically,
it's not that much bigger than Wonder.
What Royal Caribbean did is, I've heard the complaint several times that on an Oasis class ship, you can't see the water. Many people that I know that don't know each other have all said it. And
we've even said that. We felt that. It doesn't bother us.
It feels like a shopping mall. So what they did is they took each side of the ship and took a lot of the space out, the shops, the bars, the whatever, and they kind of split it between two decks, and they made that promenade area 2 decks high with a little over balcony thing. And they added the Pearl Cafe, which is a coffee shop that has all the
Pearl Cafe replaced the Promenade Cafe. So it's the same thing. Did you want to go close the door?
No.
Now the dogs are eating. So anyway, it's definitely got, it's a bigger, better version of Oasis by far, and with lots and lots of improvements.
Cruz is eating Brady's food.
So yeah, lots and lots of improvements. But you were talking about being able to see the ocean. I don't care where you are on Icon, like you can see the ocean. I mean, maybe not if you're in Dueling Pianos.
Not if you have an interior.
Not if you're in the attic. Not if you are in an interior room. But like even from Central Park, you can even see the ocean from Central Park. Granted, not from every angle, but there are places that you can go that you can see it, that it opens up that you can see down to the ocean. There are ocean views everywhere, and the seating up on the upper decks, especially around. First of all, there's just so many pools. There's 7 pools, and like you can't miss a place to go sit. And tons of shade. We actually talked about it. We love the sun, and there was so much shade. Sometimes it was easier to find a place in the shade than it was in the sun.
You know, I knew this was going to happen tonight.
Wow.
When Julie said this is what we're talking about, I knew I wasn't getting a word in edgewise.
You got up to get the dog, so I took over and then I started rambling. Sorry, guys. All right. I'll be quiet. Go ahead.
No, what Kevin was saying is they learned from the Oasis class ships and improved upon it. So that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, they really did. This is a badass ship. It is cool. It's cool.
There's a lot of cool features to this ship, a lot of new venues that didn't exist. They shuffled the deck on a lot of things. They kept a lot of the Royal Caribbean favorites and just moved them around.
How about the LED lighting?
What about it?
Everywhere. There's LED lighting everywhere. You look out at the ocean at night and like the ocean glows because there's and it's not, and when I say this, it's not over the top. It's not too much. It's done in really a very classy way, but the steps up to the Pearl and the under, like, I don't know, what do you call it? The hangovers, like the whatever, like of the different decks in the promenade. And I don't know, the staircases and by the elevators. So it's just beautiful, and definitely up on the upper decks or when you're outside of Surfside or Central Park. So much beautiful, beautiful LED lighting. Very classy ambiance. Really liked it. I really did.
I'm just going to do one more comment here because Kevin says, oh, that's what we all do at Celebration. There were lots of places to see the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it.
Okay.
I saw the ocean more places on Icon than I did on Celebration.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I think you're right. And like Celebration has, and they have the, in the, I can't think of the name of the theater, the Celebration Theater, where we watched the show.
Oh, so like Celebration Central.
Celebration Central.
Well, they
have the windows come down, but then it goes up. So like there's always like down and up, so they can close it off. So when they close it off, you miss it. But
Sugar, this is a little Whistle Pig rye is what we're going with tonight.
Whistle Pig. And I finished my iced tea. So once I finish my iced tea, I've been working so hard today. I definitely have my martini.
All right. So we have our first impressions down. It's Oasis class. And Shari says it looks like they took Quantum, Oasis, and Celebrity and added them.
Sure, you said that on one of our lives. And yeah, totally.
It's kind of that.
You hit the nail on the head.
It's the technology of the Quantum class. You see a lot of the really neat features, especially in the shows, especially in the Royal Theater and in Absolute Zero, the ice ice skating theater. So the Oasis element of the size and the open the Central Park and the promenade and all that's all there. But yes,
yeah. So I want to talk about the food because that was a question. There are so many places to eat. I mean, so many places to eat and so many complimentary. We talked about the Pearl Cafe took the place of the Promenade Cafe. Everything there is complimentary.
And it's open 24 hours.
It is open 24 hours.
With food.
So pizza closes. Sorrento's closes at 2.
Was it 2 or 3?
It was 2. It was 2. Sorrento's closes at 2, but the Pearl Cafe is open 24 hours. So if you want to get up nice and early and get a coffee, or if you want to stay up nice and late, you can get a sandwich, you can get cookies, you can get pastries, you can get all kinds of things. And we definitely in our videos, I think we showed it in our live ship tour, which we'll talk a little bit about. But we definitely have it in the vlog.
Yes, Jamie, a real 24 hours. And in a row, too. Hours. Not just over the course of the week.
We ate there like once late and maybe like a couple other times. There's so much food on this ship that like it's hard to eat in the same place more than once. Even pizza we didn't get every night, which normally we always find time to get pizza. But we definitely skipped it a couple times.
Well, hold on. Team Reese, thank you for stopping in. We'll catch up with you guys. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello. Definitely not the last time we'll see you guys. Definitely not the last time we'll sail with you guys. You guys were so much fun.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, so Surfside is what took the place of the boardwalk. They had Surfside Bites, which is the buffet that is down there, so that way you don't have to leave to go up to the Windjammer or anywhere else. Right? Surfside Bites, yeah.
Well, the Bites was the walk up. Then there was the eatery, and there was Pier
eatery.
7.
Yes, thank you. I
Three,
thought I had it wrong.
3 venues to eat at.
So the eatery, the eatery is the buffet that opened every day at 3, regardless of whether we were in port or not, and had all kinds. Oh, maybe a little bit earlier on port days, or I mean on sea days. Anyway, 12 on sea days. Had like everything that it was a great buffet, but the Surfside Bites had the best chicken nuggets. Everything there was complimentary. Such good little chicken bites. And I don't even remember what else they had because I tasted those and I was like, oh, they're so good. I only had 2 of them for one of the kids. Made it a point to try to get back there and never did. And then Pier 7 is the eatery that's down on Surfside. So kids that are 12 and under eat there free. It's the exact same menu, exact same stuff. But if they go up and order, it's free. Adults have an upcharge. They have to pay. I did hear. Now we didn't eat there.
No,
we just didn't have time. We wanted to. That's what I mean. There's so many places to eat.
Jennifer says that Surfside area looks so fun in the live. Thank you for watching the live.
Yes,
but we could have a whole conversation about Surfside, and we will. But
so we wanted to eat everywhere. We didn't get to eat everywhere. We would have eaten there, but I heard other people say that you had to have a paying adult in order for the kids to eat. I can't confirm that. I heard that on somebody else's video. So I don't know that because I don't think that would be true. I think if we walked up with Kevin and he wanted the burger, I think he could have walked right up there and we would have said, I want the burger. And I have no doubt that they would have served it to him. So I don't think you have to actually buy something in order to get your kids.
Kev, there were a lot.
But I can't confirm that.
There were a lot of quick grab food options. So I'm going to go to the next question and move you on to the next.
No, hold on. I know, but I want to keep talking about the food because I only talked about
it. It is the food.
Oh, okay.
Somebody wants to know, or I'm sorry, Sherry wants to know, how was the sushi?
So good. And I didn't get there until so Azumi in the park. So they have the regular, you can just book Azumi to go down and eat sushi in Azumi. It's in Central Park. You can also book hibachi. They have a ton of tables in there. They have more tables.
All right, guys, new rule. Just ask me the questions and I'll cut her off and move her to the next question.
Yeah, but sushi is a question for me. You can answer
No, you're going to answer them all. I'm just going to cut them all, cut you off so you move on to the next question.
You guys want to know this. Anyway, Azumi in the Park has a walk-up window with all kinds of different options from Azumi. I love sashimi. They had sushi rolls. They had seaweed salad. They had edamame. They had dumplings. I only got there once. It is an upcharge, of course, no problem because it was fantastic. You get the choice of like a starter, edamame or seafood salad, or seaweed salad. I'm sorry, and then 2 options for $10, and I chose tuna and salmon sashimi, and it was absolutely out of this world. It was absolutely worth the $10. I can't get sushi at home for that. Tasted fantastic, and the ease was so awesome. So I only made it there once because there was so much to see on this one. But if I am on an Icon class ship that has an Azumi in the park, I will definitely be there more often. And I love Central Park. We didn't even get to Central Park that often.
Hold on, hold on, Kev, Jamie, we're going right to you, but I just want to answer Julie real fast because it's a super easy one. So Julie wants to know, when is the group cruise on Icon? And I'll say this. We can talk about this in a whole separate topic, but I don't know if this is a group cruise kind of ship. You'll understand why. But let's go to Jamie's question. Jamie wants to know, did you try the room service?
We did not get the paid for room service.
Particularly breakfast.
Absolutely got breakfast. So breakfast, if you order the continental breakfast, it's complimentary. If you order anything else from room service, whether it's a hot breakfast or any other time of day, that it's a $7.95 flat charge for them to deliver it as much as you order. We always get, and actually we didn't even do that every day on this cruise. we always get the complimentary continental breakfast, and always, of course, we always tip the deliverer. So we put the money on the back of our door with a magnet. So when they call in the morning to tell you that they're on their way, and it was fantastic. We always get the same stuff.
Donuts for Katie.
We got a bagel one morning. We got, we always get donuts because the kids want donuts. So donuts and coffee. I got tea.
I thought the room service was standard.
On par. I mean, there was
standard.
nothing extra about it, and nothing that lacked about it.
Same as I would get on Royal, other ship.
But we didn't try any other
NCL. It's the same.
We didn't try any other food, so I can't speak to it. What else about the food?
So the only other food I think we should talk about is the Aquadome Market.
Oh no, I have more to talk about. But okay, go ahead. Talk about the Aquadome Market, because I love that.
This is a cruising channel, not a food channel.
Says you. I actually think that the Aquadome Market is my favorite eating place on the ship. Even more than the sushi. I ate there multiple times.
I have another favorite, but
right, well, go ahead.
We didn't go there, so I can't talk about it.
I'm letting you talk. All right, then talk about where you didn't get to go.
I didn't get to go to Playmakers.
It's not my fault. I did not keep him from Playmakers. I promise. When did I keep him from? We were so busy, guys. We wanted to do so. This is the first cruise. I've said this over and over again, but it's probably the first time I've said it tonight. Usually by 7 days, I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to pack up. I'm just ready to, get back to everything. This was the first cruise where 7 days legit and truly wasn't enough. And I didn't want to do a back-to-back. Like, I wanted to stay on this cruise with just the same vibe and people and the way it was cool. And I could have easily done 10 and easily done 14 days on the ship and still feel like I probably wanted more time.
It was definitely the kind of ship when we got off the ship, we're like, wait a minute, we never got to Playmakers. We never got to the comedy show. We never got to Schooner Bar, and we love Schooner Bar. So there were lots of places that we didn't hit.
We didn't get to Playmakers, but the Aquadome Market there's no solarium on Icon. If you're familiar with Royal Caribbean, they put the solarium in the front of the ship. It's usually adults only, which is 18 and up now. And sometimes they have a pool. Sometimes they have a hot tub. It's always a very relaxing type of atmosphere, very kind of calming. That was definitely the vibe of the Aquadome, but there was no pool. Well, there was a pool. It was the Aqua Show pool.
You couldn't swim it.
Yeah.
Unless you did the belly flop
contest. Did the belly flop contest. But the front, it was breathtaking views. It is just an entire glass dome. And you can sit in these pods. You can sit on all kinds of beautiful seating. It had this really cool LED lit aquarium that faced back if you turned around behind where the aqua pool was. But if you faced the front, you literally got almost 360. I guess it couldn't be 360. Definitely 180 and up views of the ocean and just the front of the ship. It was stunning. And outside of that was the Aquadome Market, which was very much like Carnival's new ships, the Mardi Gras, the Celebration, and the Jubilee, where they have the food truck kind of theme. It was very similar to that. They had a crepe place, They had a noodle and rice bar. It was called Ginger. They had feta, which was Mediterranean. They had the salad place, the soups and salads. I'm sorry, not
you're
soups,
forgetting.
not soups.
You're forgetting. You're forgetting the best one. The mac and cheese.
Yeah, the mac and cheese, which Kevin said was the best mac and cheese, and he loved the breadcrumbs. And then they did have a little bar there too. I think that's all of them. Really, really good. Super easy to walk up. There was never a line. And
no, never a line.
Outside of that was El Loco Fresh. We love El Loco Fresh, Mexican.
El Loco Fresh. Well, what they did, they moved El Loco Fresh from where it is on the.
That's where I was going.
On the Oasis class ships, El Loco Fresh is all the way aft. They moved El Loco Fresh right up to deck 15, right outside of the Royal Bay pool, where all the kids were swimming all day, so they could just jump right up and you know, grab their taco, their burrito.
What was nice is we've kind of, Brian and I don't know if we've said this before publicly, but we've kind of complained about to ourselves that Royal Caribbean makes it very difficult to kind of like grab and go at lunchtime. Like, or if you like to be outside like we do and, you know, be at the pool or out on the upper decks and just kind of enjoying the sun and the sea. So it's like, we don't like to get dressed and pack it up and go in to eat. We like to just be on the fly. And this ship totally made that possible. They brought a Loco Fresh out. We're going to talk about base camp. They have the Surfside.
I already forgot about base camp.
Well, I know I was going to talk about that after Surfside. And the Aquadome Market was super easy to get a plate and take that. A lot of times I went in and got a noodle bowl and brought that outside. And they have tables to sit at. So they still don't want you to bring food into the pool area, not on the pool chairs or anything like that. But there's so many tables and chairs and so many places to sit and eat that it makes it very easy to do so.
The one thing
really nice. We really liked it.
The one thing I thought about this ship as far as the seating goes, especially on, you know, it was very varied. Very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very
the seating was
like when you go on a traditional cruise ship,
we've heard people say it was very close to like Celebrity was kind of like that.
So you have a lot of pool loungers where you got your long chair with your adjustable back, right? But this ship had, you know, some of those, but then up at Cloud 17 it had that seating, but it had the cushions, and then on the other side it was more variations
of pods. Like they really also encompassed, like they made it very easy for group seating, very easy. And we saw that a lot. And even without kids, like it wasn't necessarily family seating, it was group seating. Like a lot of these big cushiony things with a table in the middle where you could be looking out over the ocean and sitting there outside the bar, having a drink with your friends or people that you met, but also a lot of individual seating, benches everywhere.
More seating on the upper decks that faced the ocean than there were ones that faced the pool. It kind of took your attention from this way and pushed it this way.
Yeah, it definitely pushed out. But you still felt a part of everything. It was super easy to be a part of everything. I don't know. Really, really liked it. So going up to base camp, base camp was up on, was it deck 16? Kind of aft. It was up by the mini golf or putt-putt and next to the rock climbing wall. It had a bar out there. The other side was the water slides. But base camp was also an upcharge restaurant for things like the smash burger. They had cheese curds. They had a chicken something. I don't remember if it was bites or sandwich. We didn't pay for anything.
No, we didn't.
But they also had the free options were pretzel bites, tater tots, and a hot dog. And they upcharge if you want to like load those tots up. But they don't upcharge for just simply cheese sauce or honey mustard. I've heard a lot of grumbling, a lot of complaining, and I almost feel like a lot of clickbait from other content out there. Yeah, I will say it because everybody's whining and complaining about the upcharges on the ship. I'm sorry. We did not feel the pressure or the need to upcharge anything.
Nope.
I didn't need to buy the smash burger because I could literally go next door and get it for free. So if you want to upcharge, if you want to pay for it, sure. But it was not like you were missing out whatsoever. Who cares if they want to try to charge for it? You either buy it or you don't. I did not feel nickel and dimed.
Nickel and dimed.
Not even a little bit. Did not feel the pressure or the need or the want or even the desire to pay for anything on this ship. So
except
the sushi. So the one thing that we chose, and we would have been fine with not doing, the one thing we chose to do was Deserted. Deserted is the milkshake bar. And if you guys didn't know already, Kay's 9th birthday was day 2. So it was just by chance, this wasn't a birthday cruise or anything like that. But at 9 years old, you have to celebrate your birthday wherever you are. So she said the one thing that she wanted to do was get a milkshake at Deserted.
I think it would have been cheaper to bring 3 of her friends in their own room than to go to that Deserted bar.
Listen, they were about $18 a milkshake. They varied a little bit.
For those of you with a calculator at home, there's 5 of us in our family.
We paid $49 for 3 milkshakes.
I opted out.
Wait till you see it in the vlog. But you know what? The kids were happy. They did finish every bit of those milkshakes with all the tops, and they are milkshakes.
Anybody want it? So this is your topper on top of your milkshake. That's your topper
on top. No, on top of the one milkshake. I don't remember what it's called.
But they will put it on top of any milkshake you ask for.
Katie didn't want the milkshake that this came on, but she really wanted this. But if you get the milkshake, now remember this was her birthday. If you get the milkshake that doesn't come with this, it's another extra $5.
I was going to let him guess to get extra comments.
Oh, whatever. Yeah.
I was going to encourage comments and clicking the like button.
We don't do a lot of specialty dining. We don't do a lot of upcharges on any cruise. I did not feel nickel and dimed. That was the one thing we chose to do, and we had onboard credits. We walked off that ship with literally no bill, even with that, and we got some pictures. So we really can't complain. The other thing, and this is a pet peeve that I'm going to share real quick because I know we got to keep going. We have so much we're going to talk about. Is so many people were complaining about. They felt very nickel and dime because there was an option for a pickleball clinic.
Oh, how dare that?
It was 90 minutes, and I think it was like $39, $35, $40. I don't know. It was in that vicinity.
Guys, we didn't even get to the $90 Crown's Edge yet.
And they're like, yeah, that's next. And they're like,
I don't know what really grinds my gears.
And everybody's like, I can't believe they're paying for pickleball. I can't believe they're charging for pickleball. Oh, they're upcharging us. No, they're not. Pickleball's free. You can go play pickleball during all the open hours. They're offering a clinic. They're offering you coaching. They're offering classes and a lesson for 90 minutes to go and learn the game. You don't have to buy it, and you certainly can still play it for free. So what's the issue here? What's the problem? I think if I wanted to learn pickleball, it would be really nice to have the option for a clinic. That's not nickel and diming. I'm sorry. It's not upscaling. It's not upcharging. It's not whatever. It's offering another option.
I tried to bribe the sports staff to let me do some skeet shooting off the back of the ship, but they wouldn't allow it.
So you talked about the Crown's Edge. That's the zip line that you do, and then the floor drops out.
Well, it's kind of like a short, tiny little ropes course with a short, little, tiny zip line.
It is most definitely. We did not do it. It is most definitely not worth the $90 that they were charging. But once we got on the ship, the price did immediately drop to $39. I don't think it was worth $39. I can't tell you. I didn't do it.
Kevin says he's going to host a pickleball heckling clinic for $40 a person on Freedom of the Seas in November, because Kevin's going on Freedom of the Seas in November, on November the 3rd of 2024 for 6 nights. That's 273 days from now as we board the Freedom of the Seas from Fort Lauderdale. Kevin, your check is in the mail for bringing that up. But there's still space available on that. A lot of cool people, a lot of fun people going on that. I mean, we're going too. Yeah, that's going to be definitely worth the price of admission to come on the Freedom of the Seas.
We may still have some rooms available.
Yes, we do. That comes with onboard credit too. So
anybody out there want to come with us?
Heather, Heather says she's in. We just need your credit card.
Heather,
number.
we need to talk. I know we talked before, right before we were like, it was like boarding day. We were talking.
Mom says they're in. Book us, and
Dad
must have logged off.
And Dad shut down all the credit cards.
Good stuff.
So I did hear a rumor.
So Kim did the Crown's Edge.
The Crown's Edge. What did you think? But I did hear a rumor that I don't know if it's going to be on Star or if it's on the Third Icon, but this came from crew that they're going to extend the Crown's Edge zip line along, like further aft, so it'll be a lot bigger.
I think it should go around Hideaway.
It could potentially be really cool. Like when we did the ropes course on Celebration, which has a little zip line that goes out along the side of the ship.
Yeah,
exactly. That was a cool rope course that was like big. If it was like bigger, it would be cool. But
she liked it, but it was really fast.
Really fast. They say it's 90 seconds, and I mean that would be 10. If you're paying $90 for 90 seconds, that's like $10 a second. I know I'm bad at math, but come on, I'm not that bad.
No.
Wow.
So for those of you who want to book any of your cruises and you want your credit card charged properly, please reach out to Brian@howwecruise.com and not Julie at howwecruise.com. Just saying.
Yes, it's a standing joke.
No, they did. So
I didn't do that.
They did lower the price. On board, you could book it for $39. It was $89 to do it in advance. So yes, they did.
One very last thing to say about food.
Oh, we're back to food.
Well, I have to just mention the MDR. It was good. It was better than we've had on past Royal Caribbean cruises in the MDR. I always liked the food, but I've never been able to rave about the food in on Royal in general. I think that it's just good. I mean, it's good. I have nothing to complain about and whatever. But I feel like it was better.
But our servers were probably the best we've ever had on any line.
Yeah, they were really, really good.
Mm-hmm. They were fantastic.
Yeah.
So we could, we could transition to topic number 2 now, since we're just about an hour in.
The infinite balcony.
I told you guys this was going to be a long one.
Guys,
if anybody needs to stop and go to the bathroom, like we could put a commercial.
You know that we ping pong all over the place. Remember, we started 10 minutes early too. So anyway, the infinite balcony.
Mm-hmm. And
this, I'm going to couple this with another topic, is there were so many things about this ship that I wasn't sure I was going to like. I was like, you know what? I was hesitant. I was like, yeah, I'm glad we're going to get to experience it. But I went in with an open mind, but I went in not expecting the best. And the infinite balcony was one of them, because I really, really like my balcony. I was so pleasantly surprised, genuinely shocked, that I loved our room. Absolutely loved it.
So Daniel says that Nancy loves the room tour. And I'll tell you, that room, so again, we say it a lot, we're a family of 5, which is not, cruise ships were not built for families of 5. And I'll tell you, that room, having 2 bunk beds right inside the door where we could put 2 kids, and then we could have our bed and then 1 kid on the couch, really made it very conducive for everybody to sleep without bumping into each other. The bunk beds actually have curtains that you can pull, so the kids could go to sleep and people could be up in the room. So if you have smaller kids, it's a great option for a room. And that infinite balcony, the only downside that we thought we were going to really be worried about was that when that window goes down, when you push the button, it goes down, that it shuts off the air conditioning in your room.
It didn't matter. I put it
now,
down
I'll
a number of times.
I'll say this.
Never got hot.
We didn't put it down a lot.
Every day. Every single day.
Not for very long, though, because you could see out into the ocean. There wasn't really a need to put it down.
Do you remember there was at least 2 times that we had it open, and Katie was complaining that she was too cold with it open. She wanted it pushed up. Now, guys, I mean, I know it's January, but we were in the Caribbean. It was still 90 degrees during the day and not much cooler at night.
See, Kevin says when you're a family of 5, you have to decide who your favorites are and leave the bad one behind. I think the kids rotated who that was this week.
We might have threatened to leave a kid or 2 on.
But I will say this, from everybody that we did meet on board that we hadn't met before that didn't know the kids, just want to say, thank you to all you, because everybody was so complimentary towards our kids about saying how nice.
Thank you.
So thank you all. So that was very kind.
Thank you. I mean, people, there were other creators, there were other guests. So many people were really, really kind to our kids.
Daniel says, how was taking photos from the infinite balcony? I love taking photos when we pull into port. Yeah, that was I mean, same as any other balcony. It was
yeah. So there was one morning, and this was one of the things I was concerned about. I love getting up. If you guys watch our vlogs, almost every morning I get up, I go out on the balcony, I can close the door and I'll start the vlog, like I'm still like, my hair is a mess and I'm still not like dressed for the day. I don't care. I watch my sunrise. On this one, I was like, ooh, I can't, a curtain doesn't block the noise the same way. So I considered it and whatever. And at first I started the vlog And I left the curtains closed, and I kind of was whispering, and then I was like, you know what, screw this. I'm lowering it down. I lowered down the window, and it wasn't that noisy for you guys. You were awake and you could hear me, but the kids did not wake up. Got the beautiful, breathtaking pictures that you could take beautiful pictures through the glass, but it's always better to take it not through the glass. And still was able to lower it down. Yeah, the pictures were fantastic. They were great. And yeah, you can lower it down or leave it up. What was so nice about it too was when we had those curtains open, and maybe the reason that we didn't lower it down that often is because we didn't have to. When you have that entire wall view, it's the entire wall is just glass, and you can see out all the time.
I was very nervous about it. I did like it. I liked the fact that, the kids' flip-flops, the snorkel gear, the wet bathing suit, you could put it out on that balcony area.
Yeah.
And
we used the space. We used every bit of that space. And we used space that we never knew that we would use before. Like, we didn't realize how much now we'll miss it if we don't have it. Not if it was just me and you, but with the kids, for sure.
So Jamie, yes, the AC does shut off when you open the window. But as soon as it closes, you don't have to go turn it back on.
No,
it turns right back on.
And it never got hot in the room when it was open. Maybe because we didn't get that same wind flow that we do or whatever. Like, it was almost like it didn't matter. That's a good question though.
No, Scott, we didn't have a knocking sound on the windy day.
Not at all.
No.
Not even a little bit.
No.
Actually, I have in a video. I don't remember if it was a live or if it was on a vlog. When we put up the window and I talked about how soundproof it is and how quiet it got, how loud, because we were at port and you could hear everybody talking. You can hear the noise from outside. And once we raised that window, it got like deathly silent. So,
Daniel says, "I bet in July it gets hot."
Wonder.
Possibly.
I really wonder, and I
did have one complaint about the room.
Okay.
Now, for those of you who have met me, I'm a large individual.
Oh.
And
you are a large individual.
It was tight for me in that shower.
This is something that we need to know.
Was kind of tight.
If you're booking Icon, you need to know this. If you're going to book one of these rooms with the split bathrooms, and we're talking
right, it's because it was a split bathroom.
Because we know people who had the infinite balcony room that did not have a split bathroom and said that they could not touch the walls in the shower. It was so large when they put their arms out. Us, on the other hand, had a toilet and a sink in one room, and then the shower and a sink in the other room. The shower and the sink was so tight that for both of us, we've said, like, and we're with our kids and a family, whatever, like, you're trying to get changed at least to some degree where you can walk out into the room and continue to get changed in the bathroom. And it was excruciatingly tight.
It was, the shower, it was a shower door instead of a curtain.
I'm not a tiny person, but I'm not like
shower door over
large
curtain.
enough that I think.
But the shower door was one that kind of did the spinny thingy.
Yeah, very.
Like it was
shower
like
door was great, but it didn't give you the room to get dressed.
No, you couldn't even get in and out of the dang thing.
So anyway, there was that. That would be I would agree with you. That would be the one complaint I had about that room.
Tony, the it didn't have the doors for the balcony. It had just a curtain.
Yeah. Just a curtain.
So,
which I didn't mind. Actually, when days that we were at sea, obviously not remember, we would close those curtains and we would use it as an extra changing area too. It'd be like, okay, Brian, go back there and get changed. Or, all right, nobody come back here. Mommy's going to get changed.
We did it on a port day once, but only once.
Yeah, but it made it nice because it also gave us a little closed off area that we could do that in too. So that was that. That's about the room that we had. Very pleased with it. We never used our phone app for the controls.
No, we didn't.
We didn't even try. We didn't need to.
There's so much stuff on this ship that we could have.
So one last thing about the room. How interesting was it that there was an outside door? And you open the outside door.
I didn't like that.
It was weird. I did not like it. I'm totally neutral. You would open the outside door with your key card and you'd walk into this little vestibule. And there was it
was like a foyer.
Yeah. It was but we had a neighbor to our right and we were to our left. And then you had your key card again.
Now, what
and they had
will
chalkboards in that inside area.
now
too.
what would be nice is if you were booked in both rooms. Like, so if you had adjoinings,
But they weren't. We didn't have this. These two rooms did not adjoin.
No.
So even though it was
but
like,
but what I'm saying is I think that's how they're doing the adjoining rooms now. I don't think there's an actual door in between. So if you book both rooms,
when we booked it, we didn't book an adjoining room.
I'll have to look at the deck plan.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll have to look at the deck plan.
It was very interesting. It was very interesting, and I did not like it. You said it wasn't your favorite.
Yeah, but if you were sailing with two,
they definitely discouraged decorating your door.
Oh yeah.
Especially with this type of entrance or whatever, it was like, nope, we're not decorating the door. I mean, we didn't put out all our decorations that we had brought, and we were definitely going to decorate the door for Cutie's birthday. We saw other people did.
Oh. Brian's right.
Brian's right.
He's right. That's the new adjoining room. Brian is right.
Oh, okay. Right. All right. Listen, it's not beside myself to say that he is right or he's right. I'm not saying he's right until I know it. I'm gonna let's leave that for last. But Sherry had a good question earlier on. She said with everything, all the fun stuff like the water slides and everything like that, was the kids club not as occupied?
I'm going to tell you this. The kids club, now Brian went into Social O2L, which is the teen club, and Kevin and Katie were the right age for Adventure Ocean, which they were calling Adventure Ocean 2.0. And
Kevin loved it.
Our kids typically don't love the kids clubs. It doesn't matter what line. They just don't.
They want to be with us.
It's not their thing. They'd rather be with us.
And they like to do the same stuff.
But this is the first time that Brian made some friends on the ship, and they spent some time together in the teen club. And they behaved, and they we used the app to keep in contact with him, and that worked out really, really well.
We're a really bad judge of whether or not the other stuff on the ship pull our kids away from the clubs, though, because they don't typically do them. I would actually say that they did more of the kids clubs than they've ever done before on the ship. Kevin absolutely loved it. And we have a lot of great video that we can show you of what it's like inside. The first day you're allowed to go up and film, and we were playing in there, and we were showing you everything that they have.
Oh, it was great. They have a whole arena for the kids to play, like dodgeball and stuff.
Yeah, there was a port day too, where the teen club was not occupied at all. And we went in and we got some more footage in there then too. What cool venues. Really, they did a really good job, and it's definitely the nicest that we've seen so far.
Jamie wants to know if on behalf of himself and Kevin, can we talk about the casino where martinis available at the craps table? Jamie, we will talk about that in hour 3 of this live. So stick around. We'll get there. Sugar wants to know, does it feel good to be right?
It's a good thing Jamie's on the West Coast.
It doesn't happen often. Yeah, good thing you will have to go to work tomorrow. Hello to Beach Please, joining us from Wonder of the Seas.
Woohoo, you guys,
went from the biggest ship in the world to the second biggest ship in the world. Diana, thank you for joining us. Did we get to try
we got to spend some time with Beach Please on the ship, and they were on the Maiden Voyage with us. Had a great time with you guys, and appreciate you guys. You guys were really awesome, and with our kids as well. But we had a great time with you guys. So let's talk about the casino.
Well, you're up.
Okay. So there was, and I said it before, I'll say it again. We keep saying it.
We skipped Tony's question. We got to go back to Tony's question.
Oh, well, write down. What are the kids' favorite area? Okay.
You want to finish off kids and then go to casino? Make Jamie and Kevin wait a little longer.
You want to make them wait?
Well,
they aren't. Well,
they're in a different
Kevin's
time
not on
zone.
the West Coast, but
but they're in a different time zone.
Jamie is.
Yeah.
All right, we can talk about the pool then.
Tony, you beat out Kevin and Jamie there, so you guys can have fisticuffs now. All right. Are we going to have to start doing biggest super chat? Gets their question answered? Is that what we're going to have to do?
So what was the kids' favorite area or pool? Meaning, what was their favorite area?
Good night. Well, you can watch the 3rd and 4th hour on the replay.
I promise we're not going to go 3 hours, guys. No.
Kevin says you're not going to sleep anytime soon. I'm taking notes. Good.
They had different. We asked them the other day, and they had different answers.
Yeah.
Favorite areas for.
Mostly, they said the water park.
They did. They loved the water park. They absolutely loved the water slides. It was a lot of fun, and we didn't get to spend. What I said it before. I said it before. I'll say it again. Like there was not enough time to do everything on the ship. And we really wanted to. We stayed up late and we got up early every single day. And
Good night, Will.
every,
I did already say good night.
People have said this about Oasis class ships before, and I've never felt that way. I felt like we were still able to do everything that we wanted to do, and fill their day. This ship, there was so much that I wanted to do that I didn't get to do. So we only got to I didn't do every waterside. The kids did get to go to every waterside they wanted to, but only like 1 or 2 times because there was just so many other things that we wanted to do. And we had 3 ports of call. We stayed on the ship for 2 of those 3 ports of call. So we stayed on the ship and still couldn't do everything.
And the port that we got off in was only a half a day.
Yeah. 6 hours or something, yeah.
You know, if you've cruised with us, you know that we like to spend a lot of time during the day on the top decks. We like our pool time. We like our outside time. And, I mean, we did a lot of that, but not as much as we usually do. I felt like, and still had difficulty getting to everything. I mean, was it the right ship for a family? Yeah, it is. But
it's also
we
the right
have our
ship for anybody
reservations
else.
about that too. So I'm going to loop it back around.
Like anybody though, you know what? There's a ship for everybody.
Why
this isn't going to be the ship for everybody.
So Julie asked, when's the group cruise? And I said, I don't know. And I say, the reason I say that is because because
it puts Brian out of his comfort zone.
No. I like being with everybody. And this ship has so many different things to do that are in different places. That
what I like about this,
everybody's going to go off and do their own thing.
Let me know if you agree with me or Brian in the comments. What I like about this ship for a group cruise is that there's so much to do for everybody that you can literally schedule a group activity or a group thing, and everybody can go and do what they want, the way they want to do it, and then come together for that one thing, and then still have a great time. And like, because not everybody always wants to do the same thing. So I think that it could be really, really fun. And it did take time to learn the layout of the ship to know like where you'd want to be and what you'd want to be doing.
There were some great spots where groups would kind of gather, and that was that 1400 bar was a great spot to meet up at night. Wait, is this the one you said?
No,
this
sorry.
One? Oh, this one. I'm sorry. We'll get back to you, Danny. As far as a big ship and how much it is, I would think it would be hard to do group cruise. There'd be no time for group activity if you want to see everything. Well, and
that
again,
brings up pricing. Because you know what though, group activity, like you could be like, okay, this day we're doing waterslides. Okay, this day we're gonna do dueling pianos. Okay, this day we're gonna do whatever. But I would leave a lot of open time for people to be able to choose what they want to do. I think a lot of open time to choose what you want to do, but still because look at how many people we knew or knew of and were able to talk to and meet more on this ship. We were with somebody like all the time, but we would jump. So I think too, if you did a group cruise, it might be that way too. Like maybe you'd have multiple things going on and be like, okay, for people who want to do this, it's nice to sit at 14. We're going to talk about bars. It's nice to sit at 1400 with friends or be able
bars
to
hour 5
or be able to sit
I do have to go to work tomorrow
in the dueling pianos for, with somebody that it's always nice to have people on the ship that you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I don't think the ship is conducive to expecting the entire group to do everything all the time. I think it's a really great ship to be able to be on with other people and still have the ability to meet up and almost make your own plans.
Yeah, because
it's almost like we know somebody out there who did a non-group group cruise. That's the type of ship.
That's the type
of group that this would be.
That would work because
like going with a bunch of people that you know, or going with a bunch of people that have that booked together and having that.
I mean, we kind of met up with most of the people that we knew.
Jamie, I feel sorry for anybody on your group cruise.
Like maybe in March. But we did meet up pretty much.
We have some thoughts for you.
Everybody. So at night, everybody kind of congregated to.
Tony, I'm going to click on Tony's because I love this comment and I totally agree with you. Tony, thank you for saying this. Group cruises are great for meeting people and to make a connection and do some things with others, but there's no need for a schedule. I absolutely agree. I think sometimes it's just nice to be able to say, hey, listen, you know, we don't have to do everything. We don't have to have a schedule for anything. It's just, hey, this is the group that's
when we've done our past group cruises, Oasis of the Seas, Anthem of the Seas, and I have a feeling Freedom's going to be kind of like that. Like we kind of park at a spot by the pool deck during the day, and everybody who wants to kind of gather can kind of come there. If anybody wants to go do their own thing, I mean, you know, obviously everybody can do their own thing, whatever they want in any of our group cruises. But we typically gravitate towards like a pool area or a hot tub area or something like that during the day. And then we go to a show and then meet up again after the show. So it's like you can kind of hang out during the day at the pool. Everybody has dinner together, kind of go off and do your own thing show wise, and then meet back up later.
What were we so frustrated about the first couple days?
I know we were frustrated about different things.
He just doesn't know where I'm going with this.
No,
when we were,
this could go a lot of places. I'm curious to see where it goes.
No, when we were like, okay, we're gonna go out to the pool.
Oh yeah, that's something.
It wouldn't next time though, and it didn't after day 2 or 3 or 2.5, right? So we didn't. Everything.
So did I, sugar. So did I.
Everything is so laid out. So I talked about the 7 pools, right? There's the hideaway, which is in the back. That's the adults only. Below the hideaway is the surf side, which is like kind of the kids area. Then you have this one called the Cove that's across from what's the main pool, which is Bay. What is it? I don't know. What's
Royal Bay.
Royal Bay. I don't know why I can't remember that name. Royal Bay, which is the largest pool at sea. And it's across, of course, Central Park is in the middle of it. Royal Bay is on one side. The Cove, which I think was my favorite, is on the other side. And then there's the Suites pool, which we didn't get up to, but also Cloud 17. The Cloud 17 pool was originally designed to be the adults only pool. And then they made that switch at the end and made it hideaway.
And it did get closed once.
Guys, I was up there from the time that pool opened. I woke up, I do like to wake up nice and early. I did get up early that morning and I did say it was the first day.
It did get closed once for the reason that you're thinking of. And there were no kids in that pool.
I wanted to sit up at that pool. I'm like, I'm going. And I was like, do you think that's the right pool? I was like, I'm going to get up there early. And if it's not the right pool, we'll switch. There was not one kid in that pool all morning. There was probably only about 3, maybe 4 adults the entire hour to hour and a half that I had been sitting there. And all of a sudden they're closing the pool. I'm like, why are they closing the pool? They're like, yeah, we got to drain it. It's going to be closed for 3 hours.
Was the pH level too high?
It wasn't pH. And it was early. Like this wasn't like a drunk adult who vomited. You can't make this up. So anyway, we moved. So we really didn't sit at Cloud 17 at all. And that's okay. It ended up being okay, but I did like that area. It was, did I say what you called it?
Well, sure. I'm pretty sure Royal Caribbean is not watching, so go ahead.
Do you think it's appropriate? At least on this sailing, I don't know that it'll always be this way. On this sailing, we called it the funeral pool because it was always dead. Like it was like just cool. It was just like
I felt like I was in a funeral home. I felt like if I talked to somebody, I was going to get a dirty look for talking. Like a library pool, if you want to be kind. Okay. How about the library pool?
The vibe was just like.
What vibe? It was dead.
And then Brian's like, we cannot bring the kids up there. And
no,
I was like, I don't care. Like,
well, so here's the thing. All right, so here we go. Let's talk family kit. Let's talk the kid ship. So we're on pools now. So we're done with food. So everybody who came here for the food, you guys can all log off. Just tell a friend to log off. You're gonna learn something. But the Cloud 17 was originally designed as the adults only area. And if you look at the seating, if you look at everything, it was almost like they took the solarium and put it and instead of putting it at the front of the ship, they just kind of dragged it out along the starboard side of the ship, and it went front to back. It was the only area there was a smoking section towards the aft. But it nice comfortable chairs with the cushions, small pool, but it was quiet. But they changed that area from adults only and said, nope, kids are allowed up here now. And they kicked the kids out of the hideaway, which was the hideaway became the adults only area. And it was very beach clubby vibe. I mean, the music was pumping. There was, and I think that was a mistake.
I feel so torn about that because I feel like the hideaway is a great, I have this theory. I almost wonder if they changed it because it was the hideaway and they have Hideaway Bay at Coco Key. Beach, and they're like, we can't call something kid friendly on the ship and not call it not kid friendly on the island. So we have to match the names. I don't even know. I can't tell you. But like, I'm torn because I feel like the hideaway could be a cool all age inclusive area. I don't feel like it has to be adults only. But I mean, it makes it a cool adults only area, but definitely beach clubby vibe.
But it's
definitely not solarium vibe. Not even a little bit.
Vibe.
It does not feel like the solarium even a little bit. It is
definitely. If you're looking for an adults only area where you can sit and not have kids running around, and you think you could sit there and read your book or sleep in the sun
in Aquadome.
Yeah, read a book.
Chill out in the sun in Cloud 17 in the pool.
But that was what
the hideaway is.
But this is exactly what I say. We have learned, and we teach our kids.
But awesome bar.
Can
we get to the bars?
Which bar? Hold on, I'm talking about important stuff here. I felt very uncomfortable bringing my kids up to Cloud 17.
You said that, and
I didn't feel welcome. And I don't know if it was because of just the makeup of that cruise.
We talked at one point. We talked to another creator who has kids, and they kind of said the same thing. They said, you know what? If there's a spot on the ship that's kids are allowed, and we're with our kids, we're going to bring them. And I feel the same way. Like if they're not supposed to be there, we by all means will not bring them there.
And we do have a video coming.
We will follow the rules. But if there's an area on the pool, especially when they change things around, and like I would never bring them into the hideaway, but now Cloud 17 is. And just because it gravitates towards adults being there doesn't mean that I can't bring my kids there. I have no problem bringing, again.
But they don't want to be there.
Well, that's a different story. But I would not bring, if they did want to be there, they have to be on their behavior.
But they would like the hideaway.
They would love the hideaway, but they're not allowed to be there. But they are allowed to be in Surfside, and Surfside has the same type of, a little bit.
Well, if your kids are like
I don't know.
3.
Kids are controversial all the time in these forums and these chats and these groups that we talk in. But as parents of cruisers with kids, I will say, as long as they are behaved, I am parenting them. You are parenting them, and we are teaching them manners and etiquette. I think that they should be allowed to go wherever they're allowed.
Oh, I agree with that. They're allowed to go there.
Sorry.
It's just
sorry,
it's just whether that area is made conducive to them or not. And I don't believe that Cloud 17 is conducive to kids.
It's not. It wasn't designed to be. And even the flow of the ship, and because even Royal Caribbean prides themselves in the flow of the ship. We've heard it over and over and over again. We've heard it from the social team. The flow of the ship, the flow of the ship, the flow of the ship.
The flow of the ship on the promenade, Surfside, Central Park was fantastic.
Yeah.
The flow of the ship on the upper pool decks between the water park and hideaway was not as conducive.
It was designed to be that way. So they didn't want to make it easy to get to Cloud 17 because it was supposed to be an adult-only area. So if they make it easy to pass through, people are going to be passing through their kids all the time, right? If they make it very difficult to get to.
Even when we were trying to do our live ship tour, which is a whole nother topic, that it was hard for us to get through that area. And
we'll end talking about that because then we can tell people to look at it. But let's go on to the bars.
Does anybody need a bathroom break?
Stop! Come on. Well, I'm trying to speed through some things because there's some things I want to talk about. We still have people in here who are listening, talking, and asking questions.
No, that's good.
So
all right, part 3.
So bars and lounges. I mean, guys, we
Bars
talked
and
about
lounges,
food
hold on.
before. So oh, we didn't. Oh my gosh, we have so much to talk about. Okay, so the bars are plentiful. There was never a line, and I actually talked to one of the bartenders or a couple of them about this. I said, we know that it was designed to be this way, but like, do you ever expect, especially at full capacity, to have line? There was never a line. Never a line for a drink. And when I say like not a line, like I didn't even have to wait more than a couple of minutes. If we had to wait anywhere, it was at 1400 because that is the coolest bar I think on the ship.
Kevin's wearing a diaper.
Where everybody kind of congregated at night. So we'll start there. So 1400 was kind of the atrium bar. It was the bar at the base of the Pearl and the promenade. Next to it, we had Point and Feather, which is the pub. Above that, we had the schooner. Across from that, on the upper deck or on deck 6, we had deck 6 was schooner and Boleros. Mm-hmm. Below it was Point and Feather. Then we had 1400. Then just a little bit down up on deck 6 and across from Sorrento's was the Dueling Pianos. So there was a lot of bars in the main area. But then you get up to the decks, the pool decks, right? And you have Swim and Tonic. And you have
kids like Swim and Tonic.
Swim and Tonic. What did they call the one with the icy machines out that was still part of Swim and Tonic, but on the other side that you could walk up to?
That was part of Lime and Coconut.
Okay, part of Lime. Oh, because Lime and Coconut is 3 decks. 3 decks. So Lime and Coconut was on every level.
Oh, relative question. So it gets prioritized. Did you find a new favorite cocktail?
I did, and I was going to make it tonight, but I didn't have all the ingredients, and I didn't have time to go to the store since we got home last night.
Your check is in the mail for the segue.
So next week when we go live, and we're going to talk more about, we'll tell you what we're going to talk about, but next week when we go live, I am going to make I don't have the exact recipe, but I definitely know what's in it, and I definitely know how I liked it, and the bartenders were very kind, and they always accommodate if you ask them to tweak things a little bit. So I'm going to make a version.
Julie was driving the bartenders nuts.
I'm going to make a version. It was actually this cocktail that Brian ordered for me. I was like, why did you order that? Don't order it. You don't know how to order it, right? So
yeah.
I had 2 favorites, and one of them was at Swim and Tonic, and it was called the Strawberry Sunset. And the Strawberry Sunset, it's if you see the pictures, the slideshow you saw me, it was the big goblet that was pink and had a strawberry in it. And I think garnished with basil. It was absolutely delicious. I don't like sweet things. If you order if you order it to order, it's very sweet. And everybody liked it. I just prefer things on the non-sweeter side. Sweetness makes me sick. So that's why I married Brian. Just kidding, I love you. So anyway, I just asked for less strawberry puree, and it was perfect. And they balanced it out with a little bit of wine.
There were a lot of cocktails that were specific to certain bars, and you couldn't really get them at other bars.
My second favorite drink was down at the Hideaway, and it was an amazing martini that me and Brian did sneak it off into there while the kids did some water slides. We did go down to the Hideaway and get to see that for a little bit. That was called the Boom and Bloom, I think.
I don't know. You're forgetting about your bubble drink from Roberta.
That was Omo made that for me.
Omo.
Yeah. Omo, Roberta, and Ika were our bartenders at 1400. So, and then we had Willie at Point and Feather, and we had Scott. Scott was up at the pool, so we made fun of them. So anyway, the bars were plentiful. There was never a line. There was all kinds of new drinks that I've never seen on any other ships before, and everything was really, really, really good.
I know everything was everything.
So there's no vintages. There's no more vintages on.
It's the same. It's just they made it a lot smaller and put it at Giovanni's.
Yeah,
you could still get your.
And again, super open. It's part of the promenade. It's part of everything. So it was very easy to we didn't do any bar crawls because we were there with 3 kids. Instead, guys, wait for this video. It's going to be the video from day 3. We did, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll do it first because I'm so excited to edit this one.
I'm gonna send you one here. But so first, Daniel says this is his favorite Sunday Night Live pre-show. Now, knowing who else is live on Sunday nights, I really do appreciate it.
But can I tell them what we're gonna do? What I'm gonna edit? we didn't do a bar crawl.
Oh, we already talked about that.
We did. We did a pool crawl. We went to every pool on the ship. And I have a whole video that's going to be just exclusively of us and the 3 kids going to each of the pools, minus the suites. I do remember us seeing that.
I did not see blue cheese stuffed olives. Did you?
No, I didn't.
But we didn't ask for them either. So
I didn't ask for them, and sometimes I do. I didn't ask Jamie. I don't think I love the blue cheese olives, but I don't think of them on the cruise because nobody ever asked.
All right, two more. We'll talk about 2 more bars.
I'm not as together as you, Jamie. You bring them with you.
2 more bars we'll talk about. Go ahead. Alcohol coffee bar looked very interesting.
We didn't make. I'm not even kidding you. We wanted to do so many things. We didn't have time to do everything. We didn't get there until day 7, the last day at sea. Or no, I'm sorry, that wasn't the sea. Our last day at Coco Cay.
We skipped Coco Cay.
We didn't get off the ship at Coco Cay. We didn't get off because there was that much that we still wanted to experience. And that is when we found, or not found, but made it to, up there in the Aquadome and the bar. And they had a really good, if you saw my pictures, that was the pink drink with the, it was a hibiscus tea. Again, I asked, they put in half the amount of hibiscus syrup because I don't like it super sweet. And it was so good. It was beautiful at that too. And then I wanted you to get the chai. It was an old fashioned. It was
an old fashioned made with chai tea.
Yeah. But there was another guy at the bar there who was drinking. He's like, it's very good. It was very smooth. And I don't like bourbon. So I didn't want to order it and waste it. I wanted you to get it so I could taste it.
Well, it was made with Woodford.
But it was earlier
you don't
in the
put
day.
anything. The only thing you put in Woodford is maybe an ice cube. Maybe.
You don't know unless you try it. So anyway,
don't mess with Woodford. It's already perfect. You don't have to.
I wanted to try it. It gives me a reason to go back. So there were a lot of really great drinks, a lot of really good bars. Of course, I did ask. So up at that coffee bar, I did ask for an espresso martini that was made without simple syrup, and they could not do it because it is pre-made. And he did give me a taste of it, and I did taste it, and it was very good, but I definitely could taste. I don't do simple syrup. I know I'm sorry, but I did taste it, and I wouldn't have ordered it. But I did get espresso martinis at dinner, and they're probably the exact same thing.
Probably. But the last bar I'll ask you about is the Lemon Post.
We went there on day 1, boarding day.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, or meh.
Very cool concept, and I think it's going to be successful because they had the drink that I had there was really good, and I think that it's cool that they have the drinks there for like the kids. It's like kids drinks, like they're all like different kinds of lemonades and like whatever. They can make like mocktails, but then they match them with adult versions that have alcohol in them. Personally, I mean,
cool idea. And I will say this, that entire Surfside area, and we're going to have to review maybe each live for the next like 7 weeks is about each neighborhood. I don't know if but anyway, that Lemon Post bar was designed as the mommy and me bar, for those moms that don't want to feel bad about bringing their baby to a bar. But it's designed for parents and kids to be able to get.
There was one night where our kids stayed up late every single night, and Katie especially, because she doesn't want to be in the room without us, even with her brothers who are old enough to watch her and be with her.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one night where it was 1 a.m. and they were still kicking. And
Tony wants to know, is it true the kids' drinks come in pouches like Capri Sun? And I'm going to say, I'm pretty sure it's not just the kids' drinks. I think you can get the adult drinks in pouches.
We didn't get any of them in the pouches. So I know that they were making them and they are there. So yes, that is true. But we didn't get any.
Those bars are called Wisconsin. That's funny.
Okay.
I don't know either. It's just funny. It was funny. I love it.
There's okay. I'm like skipping over because I'm
all right. So we covered food.
Oh,
we covered the room. Hold on, we'll get there. We covered the kids clubs and what areas they like. We told you we're going to bring you a whole review of all the pools. Kevin wants to know, were the kids allowed into the bars all the time. So let's jump from Kevin's
not
question.
in the adult only sections, but
We'll
any of the other sections.
We'll save that.
There is a 1 o'clock curfew like any other ship.
We'll talk about that in 1 second, but let's use Kevin's question. Are kids allowed into the bars? Let's jump to entertainment and start with Dueling Pianos.
Okay.
What did you think of Dueling Pianos?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I really liked it.
It takes Schooner Bar that we're used to and takes it up a level.
We love Schooner Bar, and we felt Dueling Pianos way more than we felt Schooner Bar on this one. On the ship at the sailing, the Schooner Bar was a little bit more like mellow, a little bit more like very like relaxed, and the Dueling Pianos was a party, and it was great, and they were entertaining, and I mean phenomenal artists. So we really appreciated it, and we got really phenomenal seats, front and center, accidentally, because because Katie did not want to go to bed. So we went there early just so we could sit kind of in a quiet place, and it turns out that it was already filling up. The venue was filling up really early.
Mm-hmm.
So we sat there, and then you and Brian decided to go off and play with friends, but then they joined us.
Daniel says Dueling Pianos are on many NCL ships, and I love it. And I think I may not be wrong.
I like the seating for Dueling Pianos better than on like Breakaway. I felt like it was every seat in the house was good.
Yeah.
Every seat.
But I think that one of the piano players Royal stole from NCL.
So you say.
Sarah was great. She was amazing.
Stay tuned for the vlog. Definitely make sure you guys watch that one where we're at Dueling Pianos, because Little Bry.
Oh boy.
He was up there front and center. He was not only singing along, but made friends with piano, the pianists. Was that what you would call a piano bar player? I don't know. They're super, super talented. And they fed off of Brian's energy.
Tony, yet another place that we never made it to. We never made it to the jazz bar.
And I've heard from some people how it's their favorite.
The windows, the wall of the entire jazz bar opens to Central Park, and that was very common with a lot of the
Central Park in general, like right?
Yeah, well, not just Central Park, but even the entire promenade, like Schooner Bar was open, Bolero's was open, everything was open.
The theme of Icon is sea views. The theme of Icon is being able to move. Definitely.
A couple more people jumping in here now. We'll just have to keep going.
So
Larry's here. Hey, Larry, how are you? Nice to see you.
So, is there anything else that we missed about bars? We kind of jumped over to entertainment. Schooner, Bolero's had dancing going on. The shows in the promenade. We didn't even get to see the parade, guys. I mean,
and it happened twice, like right in front of us.
Right in front. We were sitting in Dueling Pianos as the parade was going by, and it was between shows. And we should have gone out to see it, but like we had like really, really good spot. And we were enjoying Dueling Pianos so much that we wanted to stay. So.
And Dueling Pianos was so good that people were so after chairs that if you got up to go to the bathroom, to go to the bar.
True story. True story.
Are you leaving?
True story. There was a table next to us. You weren't there yet. No, when I say so, I was asked for your chair at least 40 times. That is an understatement. I am not exaggerating in the least. At least 40 times that I was asked, is anybody sitting there? I was like, yes, definitely. And I mean, I had your stuff in front of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't sitting, like you were there. Anyway, there was a table next to me, and those people had been there waiting for the show as well. It was a husband and wife, and there was 2 chairs, and they were sitting there. And he gets up and walks about 5 feet to write down his request and put it under. He is not 2 feet away from the table, and this guy dives in. He goes, "Are you guys leaving? Are you guys getting ready to go? Are you leaving?" And she's like, "No." And the guy like puts his request down and turns around. And he's like, I mean, he was putting down a request. It was comical. So if you want to see Dueling Pianos and you are on the ship, make sure you plan and make sure you get there early enough to get your tables, because or get your spot. But like I said, but
depends on where you want to sit. If you want a good seat, get there early.
It also cleared out, you know. Like
the late show was a lot less packed than the early show.
Yeah, 2 shows.
The early show was family friendly, and the later show was less family friendly.
Yeah, our kids were still there for the later show though, and like I wasn't concerned with them either. And it's funny because even the piano players made a comment. They're like, "Well, yeah," but they're like, "We've," and we told them, we're like, "Don't feel uncomfortable." Nothing
worse than here at home.
It wasn't. Well, it was either things that definitely go over their head at this point. Like they weren't, you know, definitely things that would go over their head, or things that whatever. So anyway, whatever.
But yeah, I mean the entertainment. So run through the entertainment.
Okay, Wizard of Oz, guys, fantastic, wonderful, super production of the Wizard of Oz. It's a must see. Yes, Dorothy flies over your head on a bed. There are flying monkeys. There is, Toto. There is Toto, and Toto is his own character, which is really, really cool.
Dog-friendly ship.
I as much as I appreciate a show, I did think that it started to get a little long by the end. It was really, really good, and I know that's going to be an unpopular. It was long. It's going to be an unpopular opinion because I think everybody who loved it loved it. I didn't hear many people at all, if anyone, say that they didn't like it. But
it was definitely
the unpopular opinion is going to be I feel like it did go by the end. I was ready for it to be over, even though it was phenomenal. It was really good. Took the next level. It took it all to the next level.
But again, if you want a good seat for the show, get there early, or make sure you book one of those suites so you have a genie save your seats or something like that. But make sure you get there early if you really want a good seat for a show like that.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The Aqua show was really, really good. Fantastic. I don't think we got the full production. I think they're still working out the kinks.
I love this question.
Okay,
Larry, we're gonna get back to that.
So that way I know.
That's a great question, Larry. Hold on.
The pool or the Aqua show. I don't know if we can give it its full review because I don't think we saw the full. Although I have some theories, and I'm not going to say what they are. I'm gonna bite my tongue on that. But guys, I have a very, very strong feeling. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. But the ice show.
I was going to say, tell me that. All right. So what's better, ice show or Aqua show?
Ice show. Again, I don't know if it's fair that I can give the Aqua show a full review yet because I don't think we saw the full thing.
I agree. I think we saw an abbreviated version. Not everything was ready
because they're still working on getting all the kinks out and doing everything that they're allowed to do at this point. But the ice show on an Oasis class ship, it was always the Aqua show that was just like the best show at sea. The ice show is now the best show at sea. It was so good. It was mind-blowingly good, and I didn't expect that. Even though people said it was so good, you still go in and you're like, yeah, whatever.
When the cruise director comes out on hockey skates, you know you're in for a good one.
It's true. It was so good. I mean, there was just like glowing orbs, and there was bouncing balls, and there was just, I mean, it was.
You went to all that stuff that happened. You go to bouncing balls.
Well, yeah. Remember they were like bouncing those balls. I thought that was really cool. And then they had the balloons everywhere. Oh, it's really cool. Katie was a little jealous that she didn't get a balloon. They had these big balloons with these guys. I won't spoil it for you, but I will say this: if you are on,
thank God this is our review and not the ship show. This could get a little.
Don't miss the ice show. And of course, the rink is now circular. Yes. We didn't go ice skating on this ship because we can ice skate anywhere. Mm-hmm. We like ice skating. We are an ice skating family. So we didn't experience.
So
Aqua Zero. Is it Aqua Zero?
The ice show. So what was his name again? I can't remember, but we've seen him on other Royal Caribbean ships before.
We have it written down.
He's a guest. Right, he's a guest performer.
Yeah. So you'll probably have a different version. If you go different times of year, different times,
but when we were touring the ship, we did see some of there may be enhanced other pieces to this ice show that we didn't get to see. We did see when we were doing our little ship tour, we did see a performer with some kind of suspension something that we didn't see used during our
Yeah.
show. Kevin, you don't have to bite your tongue now. We are into the almost second hour of the show, and the kids are definitely asleep by now. So
Yeah, you don't have to bite your tongue.
but what else was I going to say about entertainment? Where it is? Wow. Higher. Were there multiple show times for the theater shows like there were in the matinee shows? So there was a matinee show for.
There was a 3:00 show for Wizard of Oz, and there was the 8:15 or 8:30 show. 8:30
but there
show.
was
9:30
definitely
show.
a lot of overlapping shows where you had to decide
You had to pick.
what you wanted to go to. So Dueling Pianos might have been happening at the same time as the headliner show, at the same time as the comedy show.
The guitarist in Point and Feather too was Kevin.
He
wears
was the
the kilt.
best. He was the best.
He was so good. We really enjoyed listening to him. It was something to do everywhere on the show. We never made it like this. Katie wanted to go down and do family karaoke. We didn't make it down. We don't do karaoke a lot, so it wasn't high on our list just because it's not something that we typically do. But we would have went if we could have, and we didn't make it down there. We never made it to they have a glow in the dark puppet show that we wanted to try to catch. We didn't make it there. I mean, obviously that's a kid thing, but we cruise with kids, so these are things that we wanted to see.
Daniel wants to know: is this the longest Sunday night chat? It is, but we've got a lot to talk about, and I'm keeping an eye. I'm keeping an eye, and I told Julie that if people start logging off, we'll stop talking. But if you all still want to hear about it, we still got plenty to say.
The other thing is if we can get out what we're talking about now, I mean, hopefully anybody who can't make it in now,
it'll help you decide whether this
leave,
is a ship that you want to.
It'll help you, and you can always skip through on the replay. You can always fast forward or come back if you have to leave and catch the rest of it another time. Hey, Chris Cram, how are you?
So Chris wants to know: did the music bleed over between the venues? Yes and no.
That was going to be my answer.
So it did early in the cruise, and we had heard from people that were on the shakedown cruises and the preview sailings and things like that. They're like, "Oh my God, it's so bad. The music from Schooner Bar bleeds over into boleros." And when Dueling Pianos was going on, they stole the show. They were loud.
But Dueling Pianos is all the way down the end, and then Schooner, Boleros, and Point and Feather are at the other end. So although it's the same promenade, they're pretty far apart, and I mean, really, you have to be out. So it's funny because we did a live stream in front of Point and Feather the one night.
Yes.
And we put on our mics, and we were still a little
when
nervous.
The mics were still working.
Oh, that goes into our live. Yeah, it goes into live.
Hey, Yachty, how are you?
Yachty. So I expected. We actually sat on a table just outside Point and Feather, and the night before we had watched we listened to the music inside Point and Feather, and I was surprised at however they designed the ship, the way that the acoustics actually carried into the venue and only bled out a little bit. So like even when we were live, like I felt like we weren't hearing that full range and volume of what the music could have been. Did we hear even some of the artists say, some of the musicians say that it could bleed in for them and could have been distracting to them? I did hear that.
But whatever venue you were in, that was what you heard.
Exactly. Like it wasn't distracting at all. Like you didn't hear boleros in Point and Feather and be like, oh, I can't enjoy this music.
Hey, Castaways. Hey, nice to see you guys.
Hey guys.
Thanks for coming in. We met them on the ship.
Yes. I think that the layout, that was one of the things in the beginning. I said there were certain things I didn't know how I was going to feel about the ship. One of the things is I didn't think I was going to like Boleros being across from Schooner, being next to Point and Feather, being right by Giovanni's and by Dueling Pianos. I was very, very hesitant. And for me, it didn't matter. I loved it. And I actually really liked that everything was so close and I could jump right around. I could go anywhere. We could go anywhere. And we did. We totally did.
I didn't forget about your other question, Larry, but Point and Feather had the Woodford. You have a cat?
First it's
had the
dog, now it's the cat.
Had the Woodford, had the Buffalo Trace, had the Bullet,
Not every place had Woodford though, or they ran out because
Woodford. The only Point and Feather had the Woodford. Most of the places had
And
the
the
Buffalo
coffee bar.
Trace.
Coffee bar had the Woodford.
Oh, you're right. They did have the Woodford. Most had the Buffalo Trace. Everybody had Bullet. And a couple times they tried to make me drink Maker's Mark. I mean, I did it. I just wasn't happy about it. No, Kevin, no Eagle Rare. No. The bourbon selection was not
no 1792. I didn't
know. No 1792.
We didn't even look.
No. I did ask in multiple venues what bourbons they had, and those were the answers I was given.
CV. Hey guys.
What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us. Yes, Danny, that was a cat. Our cat rarely comes out of anywhere.
Rarely comes out of hiding.
Probably hungry or something.
Yeah,
she's probably like, "Why the hell are you guys still alive? This is supposed to be my room by now." All right, you want to go to the?
I was gonna say,
you get that ready, and I'm going to answer Larry's questions about the bathrooms because it was something that really stood out to me. The public area bathrooms.
Okay.
There were a lot of them.
There were. And there was also a lot of Coke machines. I think you have to have a lot of bathrooms when you have a lot of Coke machines. Yeah, there were what, like six or more freestyle machines. Oh my gosh. I think there was at least 7 or 8, if not more. We're gonna have to look that up.
Blaine, thank you for joining us. You all discussed the biggest cruise ship in the world, and you all decided to have the longest live in the history of how we cruise. Well, it wasn't our fault. Everybody's still here listening, so we're just going to keep talking.
Brian never lets me go. I'm trying to, listen. I can't even jump over all this stuff.
I have another.
Brian never lets me go long. You guys to talk.
I have another 6 hours before I have to be at work. So, but yeah, so everywhere, especially around the promenade. I
have my pink pants on to celebrate. My blue and pink.
All around the promenade, around the pools, it was never difficult to get to a public bathroom, and they were all, well kept and clean, and it was
everything. They were not
super tight. To open
all the doors,
all the no touch,
which worked. It wasn't like some of the other ships we've been on where like you get stuck or you get locked or you got to wave it to lock. That didn't happen. It was just to open.
Oh no, it was the same. It was the same. The handicap bathrooms, for all of you who have had the issues with the handicap bathrooms, because I know you've all done it, where the handicap bathroom is the closest one to the bar that you're at, and you go to the handicap bathroom and you're waving that thing and hitting the button trying to make it lock. That's same problem.
No, it didn't. Yes, I did not. I didn't know.
You had to wave over it to get it to turn red.
Apparently,
from green
somebody
to red.
Had a little too much bourbon. I didn't have that problem.
Says the queen of the gin.
No, okay. So, no, I agree. There was a lot about, and we're not even kidding about the Coke machines. They were everywhere.
They were everywhere. I mean, you go on an Oasis class ship and you expect them to be everywhere.
There's only a couple.
There's one in the Windjammer. There's one in the Sorrentos, and there's like one other one.
Of course, they'll fill the cup at any bar,
right?
But at the same time, like especially like later in the night or whatever, like I don't know.
Not that our kids have any problem walking up to a bar and asking for a Coke.
Or early in the morning, like you want to be able to fill it up with whatever. So anyway, so going back to this was a maiden voyage. Something cool about being on some of the first revenue sailings or the early, even the shakedowns, is it's a celebration. They're celebrating, and you get swag.
Oh, is this for Julie brags?
No, not at all. But I think we got some really cool swag. And we got some really cool Royal Caribbean gifts. So I was going to show you guys what we got. I'm sure you guys saw if maybe some of you saw pictures and things that people were posting. But here's some of the things we got. Now, not everybody got everything that we got. And we didn't get some things that other people got. And it has to do, too, with we have kids. So I think some of the kids got some different things. And I think we didn't get some other things that other people got. But that's okay. And you know what the one thing that I forgot is? And so I didn't grab the whatever, but that's okay. This is an adventure ocean ball. This is definitely one of the kid things. We had 3 of these in our room when we got there. Mm-hmm. I blew that one up. This one's cool.
No, it's like a beach blanket.
A beach blanket.
That thing took me about a half hour to fold back up. So
I'll fold it back up. It's huge.
It's monstrous.
It is huge, and it folds up really small. We were even able to get it home with no problem. It's got like the waterproofing.
That's all right, sugar. I just got to drop a friend off at the airport in the morning before I even go.
I can't even.
Oh my God.
I'm not kidding. It is huge. Huge. That folds up nice and small. Ooh.
Now we have
Love our
heard
blanket. I'll have
we
to
have heard that any of these things that we show you, not by us.
Oh my goodness! No, we're not. We're not getting rid of any of our swag.
No, but there are people selling all this stuff on eBay.
People are getting rid of all our stuff, but no, man, we appreciated everything, and absolutely, I'm gonna put that one over there because that was the big thing. That's why I opened that first.
It is a nice blanket. I don't know how you pack that to bring it on a cruise though.
It folds up nice and small.
It doesn't fold up that small.
Come on, it folded up into something that big.
Tony G sponsored. Yeah. I wish. Call Royal Caribbean. Tell them to sponsor us. That'd be nice.
You guys have seen the icon hats around? You have a pink shirt on. Hold on.
What is that? Why is that all different colors?
Oh no, they all are. See, this one is too. They have like the brim is like.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Is like that.
I thought it was a stain.
Oh,
that's it.
A stain. This one have like blue.
Brian wore his today. We went to
I'm keeping the ring. I haven't worn it yet. This is the first time I put it on my head.
We went to a travel expo today that was sponsored by another travel agency, and I didn't even realize it. And Brian walks in wearing this stuff, and I'm like, oh boy, Brian, take it off.
Yeah. So we got the hats. We got 5 hats. So everybody got their own hat. The only color hat we didn't get, we got 3 of the blue, the green, and the pink. I took the green, Katie took the pink, the boys took the blue. But we didn't get the purple one. So there was a purple hat out there. We got 3 of these because each of the kids got a puzzle, 250 piece puzzle. I'm horrible at puzzles, but I'm going to make sure, because I know all 3 of our kids aren't going to do it. I'm going to make sure that I actually do this one. I'm going to do it. Maybe I'll do like a time lapse vlog of it or video.
Larry, I didn't see any
TikTok.
white ones.
Well, I mean a short. We're on YouTube. Yeah. This was in our room when we got there. Icon of the Seas. It's the Royal Caribbean Entertainment Guide. Mm-hmm. So it has everything about all the shows. So all that stuff. That was interesting. There was another book in our room that was in the drawer. It was a hardcover. I have a picture of it in our.
Some people thought you were allowed to take it.
So here's the thing. It was fantastic. It listed a big, thick hardcover book listed all of the art on the ship. And I'm going to talk about the art in a second. I think I put in there was like some 9,000 pieces of art on the ship from all kinds. It lists all of the artists. It lists every single piece of art on the ship. It was a really cool book. Don't take it. We didn't. Don't take it.
What was the charge?
$300. If it's missing from your room, they're going to charge us $300. Yeah. So it is not meant to take.
You thought $25 for a pool towel was expensive.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, but it was really cool to have that resource, to have that, like, to be able to look. Because one of the things that we learned by looking through this book, in the first couple of days, and you're going to hear it in our vlog, and now I feel stupid, is we were making fun of those binoculars. There's binoculars everywhere on the ship. Oasis has small wonders all over the ship where you look in and you see little things about the ship and little pieces of like the world all around the ship. Apparently what these binoculars are for, even though you can stare at other people, which is just weird to me. So maybe they didn't think this through all the way. I don't know. But if you look through these binoculars, there's a list of different pieces of art around the ship that you're supposed to find. So like there's a ladybug, there's a frog, there's a bumblebee, but they could be small, they could be big, but they're hidden out and you can only find them, or maybe not only find them, with the binoculars. So it's Icon's version of Small Wonders around the ship, which I thought was really cool. But I didn't know it until I knew it. So if you know, you know. What else? What other slide do we get?
Welcome in, Cheesy Cheetah. Thank you for subscribing and joining us tonight.
Oh, okay. We got this one.
March. We couldn't afford March 9th. March 9th was, we heard there was going to be some celebrities on that ship. So it was, I think it was double the price or maybe triple or something like that. And the kids are in school too. Thank you, Daniel. Thumbs up. That's right. Appreciate that.
We got our Icon water jugs. Katie's very upset that she didn't get to use hers yet. I just told her to wait.
She's using it tomorrow for school, probably.
Oh, you know what? I have no doubt. I'll put it out for her. She can definitely do that. And then I think there's one. Wait. Oh no. Oh, right here. So we didn't get 5 of
I
these.
actually use that for work.
The kids took the other one.
I know.
You can take this one. I think this should be our new, because I always have a notebook here for our lives and for our stuff. So this should be our new live notebook. We got a few of these with the icon of the Seas pen and notebook. So this is where I've been.
Blaine says, we know who has the money. Beach Please is on Wonder and Cruise World is on back to back. Yes. We left. We said, all right, have a safe flight home. They said, nope, we're staying on.
So yeah, this was cool. The notebooks were cool. And then I think one of the coolest.
Tony has a question. Tony says, did you get the cocktail making kit?
Well, it's funny you should ask, Tony. As I take a sip of my cocktail, because we did get the Empire Supper Club.
It's about as close as we're getting to the Empire Supper Club, because
I didn't get to watch it yet, but Rich and Jazzy posted a video that they were at it, so I'll have to watch that. But one day, I mean, obviously we weren't going to take the kids that, and we weren't going to go without them. But I don't know. I mean,
Jamie
it's a lot
says,
of money. But
did you need another suitcase for all that swag?
As a matter of fact, we did.
Yeah.
I had actually not accidentally, just not on purpose. I knew I wanted to bring my backpack and have my other whatever, and we threw a bag in a bag. And we ended up needing to take out that bag and all of this stuff. Sorry.
Yep, Larry. Empire Supper Club, $200 per person, times one, times two, times
all
3, 4, 5.
Really did go in a separate bag. So I'll see if I can open this up.
Our kids would not have it if we did something like that without them. They weren't. The kids weren't happy that we did chef's table without them. And we're like, guys, it's our anniversary dinner. Like,
and my parents were on that cruise, and their cousins, and my
and they were still upset.
Aunt and uncle, and yeah.
They know what a drink kit looks like.
Well, I know, but I'm showing them how cute and nice it is. I mean, this is stuff that you don't. I mean, there might be like a little something, whatever, but they really did a really nice job on some nice swag. So
Cheesy Cheetah says 273 days till the next one.
On it?
That's
it has a for Empire State.
Yes, it is 273 days till the next scheduled one, which is the group cruise on the Freedom of the Seas that there's still a lot of space left on. Now that I think some people have logged off and other people have joined us, I'll only throw in one commercial per hour. How about that? So stick around for another hour. We'll throw another commercial in. But yes, November 3rd, Freedom of the Seas out of Fort Lauderdale. 6 nights you get to spend with our kids. I mean, with us. But we only have the chef's table booked for 3 of those nights, so you guys can hang out with the kids for the other 3.
You'll never go back to the chef's club.
I might.
You might. So speaking of chef's club, chef's table. So I know. I'm sorry.
Now Icon had a celebration table.
Oh yeah, celebration table.
Jamie wants to know when the first vlog is coming out.
Listen,
I'm thinking between 2027 and 2028.
Now I'm gonna start work. The only reason I didn't work on it today is because I was working on this silly slideshow for you guys today, and I ran into some snafu with that. The vlogs will be worked on ASAP, which means if not started tonight after this, they'll be started first thing in the morning. So I'll, as fast as I can get them out to you, I will do that just because I'm excited to do them. I really am. I think we have some really cool stuff. That
the one thing we
we do this because we love it. We do this because and when you when you're having fun with it, it's so fun. So I can't wait to do it.
The one thing we did with this trip that we tried to do a little better was kind of organize what content we were grabbing for everybody to kind of plan out the vlogs a little bit to make it a little easier for Julie to edit. And I think we did a really good job of getting a good flavor of what we did with the kids on the ship, the places we saw, the things we did, because that's how we cruise, that's how we vlog. But we do have the pool crawl video coming.
Pool crawl is gonna be cool. I'm excited about that one.
We didn't do a ship tour because we did a live ship tour. So you'll have to go back to our videos and you can actually see a ship tour right now. It's almost as long as this live. but it's in 2 parts because we had a technical difficulty. So,
Okay, so here's
so make
the
sure
thing.
you watch both parts.
So before we go on the ship, we're like, you know what? We won't have to edit it. We know we want to see the ship. Let's do the ship tour. Let's do the ship tour live. Let's walk through. And the one thing that we had that not everybody, very, very few people had on the ship who were content creators or vloggers.
God bless you. God bless you. You only get 2.
Sorry. We had our kids with us on what Royal Caribbean is dubbing like the ultimate family vacation, the Icon of the Seas. And you guys, and they were super excited. We were super excited to be there. And you got to see from their perspective. Not everybody is able to show you the kids' perspective. We were able to show you what we always do: the meltdowns, the happy, the the yelling, the screaming in delight, and just really what they wanted to do and how they did it, as well as how mom and dad handle all of that. So we're like, yeah, you know what? Let's do the ship tour with the kids. You think that would have been the problem, but it wasn't, because we lost internet at some point. Our microphones crapped out and we lost our audio. And then we didn't know if we had audio or we didn't. And then we put in the earbuds to see if we had audio. And then we realized that was picking up the mic. It was a show. And then Brian was like stressed, and then I was stressed because Brian was stressed. So it's pretty funny. So if you just want to watch a train wreck of that, go ahead and watch it.
You get to see
or
the whole
fast forward through it. It's fine. But anyway.
So Cheesy Cheetah says she found us when we were on the excursion with the hermit crabs. So the hermit crabs is a place called Happy Island.
That's what I was going to say.
It's actually called Kaso Key.
Hold on 1 second. Mm-hmm. Other than our pool crawl, I think I'm super excited to also put out the video of the excursion that we did, or of the trip off of the ship that we did, which was in St. Thomas. So go ahead. Now
St. Thomas was the only place we got off the ship, and not to get too far off Icon, but we were fortunate enough to have access to a boat in St. Thomas, and we went over, checked out some snorkeling. Thank
you very much to our friends in
St.
Thomas. We have friends in St. Thomas.
Yeah, Greg and Lori, thank you so much.
We absolutely had such a great day, and really appreciated their time and
that was
expertise.
If you have the opportunity in St. Thomas, get over to St. John. We did some snorkeling with some sea turtles over there, which was pretty cool. I just wish my eyes were a little bit better, that I actually saw the sea turtles.
So Katie got scared. She stayed on the boat. She did not want to get into the water. She just, that's her. But me, Brian, the boys got into the water. We're looking for sea turtles, and me and Brian and Kevin see a ton of them, and they're coming up for air and they're going back down. But when they're down, they're like really close to the bottom. And we're going crazy. And I'm like yelling at Brian, give me the GoPro. And you're like not even paying attention to me. I'm like, I want the GoPro. You're like, I can't find the turtles. I'm like, it's right under you. It's right there.
I'm like, I see a fish. There's a fish right there.
I'm ripping the GoPro like out of your hand. And you're like getting mad at me. I'm like, I want to go get a picture of the turtle. And yeah, there was multiple turtles. There was a ton of them. And it was just really, really cool. I love St. John. I always have. And so we were actually on the beaches of St. John when we were snorkeling. So,
Larry, thank you so much for the super chat. I will put that towards my glasses fund, so I can bring you better content.
He eventually did see it.
I will get a prescription.
We've been watching them for like
eyes fixed.
We were out there for at least an hour. We were out there for about an hour, you think?
Oh yeah, at least.
We were.
But then on the way back, we stopped at a couple other islands.
Actually in the water snorkeling
about
for like an hour, and then we were out on the water for hours.
Yeah, and then we headed back.
We saw Epstein Island. Mm-hmm. That was very interesting. We have pictures and some footage of getting kind of the different. If you watch the Netflix series and things of that sort, or show or special or whatever, we got to see some of that too. So that was interesting.
But yeah.
Tony G, thank you very much. we have a competition going on.
Well, I think they're just hoping I get glasses. Cheesy Cheetah. So Greg and Lori live down there, and they bring Lucy out on the boat all the time. Lucy loves the boat, and actually Lucy was playing lifeguard for the kids while the kids were in the water. She was running around on the side of the boat watching to make sure the kids were behaving.
Katie was able to babysit Lucy when she didn't want to get off the boat to snorkel with us. But those hermit crabs, oh my goodness! If you didn't see that was live. That was part of our trip. That was on the live stream. If you haven't seen anything, go fast forward to that point. If you don't want to watch the whole video, it's fine. But you have to see these hermit crabs. When I say there were thousands upon thousands, it was an infestation. They were crawling over my toes. I'm screaming. This poor other part, it was where they do the kayaks. What was the name of it again? You said
Kaso Key.
Kaso Key. And like, so people are out kayaking, and then there's this like small like group of like 4 with a tour guide that are having like lunch where all these hermit crabs are, because she wanted to show them, but we're there. And Katie's screaming, and I end up screaming, and like these poor people are trying to eat lunch. But like, I kind of say, that's definitely not where I would want to eat lunch. It was super cool to see. The kids were having hermit crab races, but definitely not where I'd want to eat lunch.
Yeah. Cheesy she says she was one of the, we remember talking to you. You said she was one to tell you.
Yes.
But yeah, no, that was that. So that is a nature preserve, and there is, so you can go through eco tours. I think it was Eco Tours provides an excursion there, to get kayak excursion to get there, and you can go see the hermit crabs.
It is
and
Eco Tours, but it is a cruise excursion, so I think you can book it through the cruise.
We did not,
probably on your own. It's Eco Tours.
We did not do the ship excursion.
No affiliation, none whatsoever. We saw them, and it looked cool. If you wanted to do an excursion, that would definitely be one that I would be interested in.
No, we were just hanging out with friends.
We were totally hanging out with friends.
What else you got on Icon?
Well, I wanted to say that those hermit crabs were somewhere between like epically cool and epically disgusting at the same time. Like it was definitely somewhere in between. I don't know. I think that we should talk about this. I think that we should talk about pricing.
So am I just going straight to work with my bourbon, I guess?
I guess you are.
Okay.
I think it's the last thing we should talk about. We have been on forever, and I'm sorry, guys. I know this is long, and if you've been with us, or if you've had to leave, or if you jumped in at the end, like whatever, we're so happy and so thankful that you're all here watching and here with us. If there's anything we're missing, please drop it in the chat. We'll make sure that we say it. But
so hold on, before you go to pricing, I just got to click on one comment, because Larry wants to know what was our favorite pool. And our favorite pool,
your favorite pool,
I'm sorry to say, we can't tell you.
Why?
Because you have a whole vlog on it coming up.
Oh, okay.
So, but then again, knowing you, it's going to take till 2028 to get there. So, Larry, our favorite pool.
Not true.
Every pool was fantastic. Every pool was great, except for the funeral pool.
That was my favorite pool, but then when I got up there,
it was terrible.
It wasn't terrible.
It was terrible.
Okay, we talk about it's people that make the ship, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Okay, so could you imagine being on that ship with an awesome group up there and loving that pool?
We'd get kicked out.
That makes a good pool, right? I mean, I'm not kidding you. It really was. It was it was a beautiful infinity pool. It was like a lap pool. It's like the only lap pool on the ship, and there were people out there in the morning doing laps. Same morning that it got shut
Tony,
down.
the hideaway pool was not like human soup. We have definitely seen.
It probably was some of the time that we walked by.
It was the warmest pool on the ship. It's heated, right?
That's the pool that has the day beds in it that you can reserve for a few $100s. Different prices based on whether it's a sea day or a port day. And you get all these kind of amenities. You get champagne, you get other gifts and stuff or whatever with it. I mean, at first I thought that might be cool to want to do, but now I'm thinking like they are literally in the middle of the pool. And people are like, I mean, they shouldn't be, but they're like on the side of like the day bed that you have. It's right front and center in front. So unless you're there with a big group and like you want to get the bed because you want to have a party around it all day, that would make it worth it. But other than that,
Jared and Jordan did that. They had their group with them and they rented a day bed and they, you could kind of see that they were all kind of gravitating.
But like, if you're like a honeymoon couple and you're on the ship or whatever, don't go get in that like day bed in the middle of the hideaway pool. I don't think it's gonna it didn't have a romantic feel whatsoever.
No,
I mean,
it's a party.
It's a beach club vibe.
So for us with the kids,
you have to want to be there with a group of people to really want to take advantage.
So for us with the kids, the best pool with the kids was obviously, well, not obviously, was Royal Bay. It's just a large pool.
And not Surfside.
Not Surfside.
Surfside was for kids who were younger than our kids. It was really cool.
6 years old and younger
I would have loved, because we told you guys we stayed on the ship on Coco Key Day, so we could do our ship tour and experience the ship as almost everybody got off. And because the venues and the eateries and everything opened up after 3, like we would have loved to hang out on Surfside that day, but it didn't make it worth it because nothing down there was open.
No, nothing. It was all
and
closed.
Literally, so which makes sense, but like, yeah, no, Surfside is wonderful.
The only floating baby Ruth was in the Cloud 17 pool,
and
we know who did it.
And your premonition, I don't know, your guess, your whatever about if you have kids who are different ages, like if you have a 3-year-old and a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and let's say a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Those younger kids, that 3 and 5-year-old, are going to love Surfside.
Absolutely.
You're going to love Surfside.
Absolutely.
It's going to be the place to be. And the 10-year-old will put up with it and they'll come down. And the 13-year-old is going to whine and complain and not want to be there at all because they want to go to the other places. It's split. And they're so divided that it's very difficult, especially if you have a 10-year-old where you might not want to send them off on the ship on their own.
They're 9 decks apart.
They're not close, and there's not like whatever. So like you're gonna have kids that want to be down in the pool and splash pad and on the boardwalk, the Surfside area, and you're gonna have other kids that are gonna definitely not want to be there. Brian didn't want to be there for anything,
now
even the food, which is saying something.
Knowing this ship now, with the ages of our kids, once Katie gets about a 1/4 of an inch taller,
you want kids in the same age bracket on the ship.
Once Katie's a 1/4 of an inch taller, it's going to be, we'll sit in either Hideaway or Cove pool, and the kids will do Category 6 water park, and we'll have a great sea day.
Oh, absolutely, definitely.
With our kids being different.
Not even our kids. Our kids are fine because even Katie only wanted face painting down there.
That's true.
And Sugar Beach, which we never went to.
No, we didn't.
And of course, there's sprinkles there. So, but there's a
sprinkles
ice cream
everywhere.
Sprinkles everywhere. They could get ice cream up on that where they had that tri-slide. Mm-hmm. Our kids definitely were
Royal
Bay. Thank you. Royal Bay, and then my favorite, I thought was going to be Cloud 17, but it ended up being the Cove.
I like the Cove.
The Cove was really cool. It was directly across Central Park where it's open from Royal Bay. And it was a smaller infinity pool that was very, very family friendly. It was right outside a Loco Fresh. It was right outside part of the Lime and Coconut. That was a great spot.
Oh, yeah.
Really liked it. So we started to say earlier in this live stream is we didn't know where to go.
Yesterday in this live stream?
Yeah. We didn't know where to go our first couple of days. And that was frustrating to us. We're planners. We like to know where we're going to go and to be out there and kind of have so many options and not know where we're going to be most comfortable was very challenging and difficult for us. So the more vlogs or the more videos and the more pictures and the more things that you can watch if you plan on going on con, and that's one of your things, if you want to know where to go, kind of try to catch your feel from what else is
check out the live ship tour. We tried to get as much of the kids doing.
Yeah. But watch everybody because I think everybody's going to have a different perspective. We
absolutely.
Say how we cruise is how we cruise, and it's not how you cruise.
And I guarantee you,
but we hope you cruise with us.
If you look at the vlogs that are going to come out from there were a lot of creators on this ship. There were a lot, and some that we met for the first time.
We made some really great friends too.
We did. Some people,
really awesome people
that we re-engaged with that we hadn't seen in a long time. A lot of. All positive. All positive.
Can I tell this story?
No.
Okay. All right. I'll keep it to myself.
That's like when you want to hear some of the good stories, you got to go on a cruise with us and get us all liquored up and then hear it. We got a few of those.
I wasn't talking about the one thing. I was talking about the other thing with Brian. Anyway, I guess not. Did you meet my friends JJ Cruz? We did.
Jared.
We had actually met JJ Cruz. We met Jared and Jordan on the breakaway last year, and they were on again. And
saw them down at the casino. And
yeah, we
there
saw
was
them a couple
so
times.
all right. So
we
the
didn't,
last question.
We didn't do their challenge. We didn't do the drink challenge because we were with the kids, but we know other people who did and had a fantastic time doing it.
So last question. People asked about the casino. If you want to give a quick casino before we go back.
Oh,
we do
yeah.
have, we're gonna end.
So
we're gonna end this.
Jamie and Kevin asked about that forever ago, and you just let us skip over it.
So we're gonna end this with a. We do have a slideshow with a whole bunch of.
Right. So the casino was awesome. Actually, the first time we were down there, I didn't realize how big it was. I'm like, this isn't a big casino, and then I didn't realize how far it stretched down. So it was a big, beautiful casino. Could not smell a bit of smoke in the non-smoking section, not even a little bit.
Team Reese is back.
Team Reese, we
never do this. We've never been this long.
Brian gets anxiety if we're on at 55 minutes. He's like, we gotta log off in an hour. So the fact that we're still on is hilarious. I have to work
in like 5 hours.
But no, so the casino was a lot of fun. Oh my goodness, love the layout. Love that you can't smell the smoke in the non-smoking section. We just had so little time to get down there that it was crazy. Like we were just having so much fun, and we were having fun with the kids. And normally I'm pressuring you to be like, we need to go to the casino. And even this one, I don't think I mentioned it once until the last night. And I said, Brian, I didn't even use my free dollars that they give it for my loyalty status. I said, I have to at least play. I have to at least go play my loyalty status numbers or dollars. So we go down there. I type in my card. I type in my whatever. I get it started. I hit like 3 spins and I'm up. And with that, boom, everything shuts down. The casino shut down. It's the last night. Cash out, everybody. We're closing down. I didn't even get to spend all of my dollars, but I was able to cash out. Up. I'll put a challenge out there. If anyone can guess, because I have not said anywhere. I haven't posted anywhere. If anybody can guess how much I was up, and you post it in our community group, you have to post it in our community group, Howie Cruise community page.
Where are you going with this? What
are you
giving away that you didn't clear with me?
The first person that posts the accurate number, and I'll make a post under it so you can post it there, you can post it wherever. I will send you. Yeah, I'll send you a maiden day voyage, one of a kind, because we are the only ones that have
available from Howie Cruise.
I make them myself. So a Howie Cruise icon of the seas. It says, sorry, show them the back. Icon of the seas on the back. I will send you whatever size you want. Your very own Icon of the Seas Howie Cruise T-shirt. If you can guess how much I was up in the casino. And I kind of hinted that it may or may not have been very much.
Go to Blaine says on the community tab or where? Go to the Facebook community group. How about that?
Facebook community group. Yeah, the Howie Cruise community page. Mm-hmm. So if you're not a member and you want to be, all you have to do is request to be, and I will let you in if you're not already, because it is a private group. Mm-hmm. And we'll see. And you guys can guess as many times as you want, but you know what? Like, let's not guess like from like
to the nearest dollar,
a penny up to like
to the
nearest,
1,000 to the nearest dollar. Or
no, I want to. I'm gonna bet that somebody can guess that on. I'm gonna bet. We'll see. We're gonna put it out there.
Somebody's gonna guess that on.
I do. I think they are.
Okay.
I think they are. If we don't have a little fun, then why? What are we doing?
All right,
guys. We do this because we love it.
It was great. It was fun.
I want to say, I know we're gonna log off. We're gonna log off because we're way too. Now we're late, and yeah, you have to work. But pricing was the price of Icon of the Seas. We know that it's very pricey, and we know that Star is even pricier. Like, was it worth the price? If you go on Icon of the Seas, is it worth paying 3-4 times what you could pay on another cruise to go on the Icon of the Seas?
I can't tell anybody the value of their dollar.
Yeah.
I will tell you that if you like lots of different things, if you like the ability to have
Sugar, we did meet Chris Wong. He was wonderful. He was really nice. He took the time, and he even met our Kevin. So you'll see that in the slideshow, but you'll also see that in pictures, and we have it in the vlog. Kevin was excited. He's 9. He's gonna be 10 years old next week, and couldn't wait.
And we already got him in the casino.
Couldn't wait to meet Chris Wong because he loves his vlogs. He knows nothing about the casino. He just likes watching his content. So sorry about that. The price of Icon, like, is it worth paying an exorbitant amount?
Well, you all know that I do a spreadsheet for everything and have made the argument multiple times over about the pricing of the major 3 or 4 lines. When you really break it down, they all come out within a few dollars of each other.
If you're all in on everything,
if you're purchasing the same things between your internet, your drink packages, all that.
But comparison. So if you're not going to buy internet on one line, you're not going to buy internet on another line. So,
but if you break it all down, Icon currently is the newest ship, with Utopia being right behind it. Is it going to be a little bit more expensive? Yes, it is, because it's new. But I don't
supply and demand.
But I don't think it's that outrageously priced, other than the fact of supply and demand. I think that once the initial kind of interest kind of levels off, you're going to see the pricing be, it offers more, so expect it to be a little bit more expensive. But really, when we travel again as a family of 5, if you look for the kids sale free, the kids sale free options, using these new types of rooms, these new types of cabin categories, the pricing becomes very reasonable. We
sailed in a room for 5 that we loved. Felt it was the most comfortable. It was a very comfortable room for a family of 5, with 3 kids sailing free, and paid less than we paid on other lines, other ships. So
no, I'll say right up, we paid less for Icon than we did for Harmony. Harmony we did Christmas week
and the Celebration,
and Icon was cheaper than Celebration. Yes. Correct.
So I mean, is it doable? It's doable
for a similar type room. Now, granted, on Celebration, it was designated as a suite for what we had to get, but on Icon it was not a suite.
But let's not talk about what we did or what we managed, because I mean, we can help you for sure. So if you want to book and you want to know how we can help you, we can absolutely do that. But this isn't a commercial. This is about telling you guys about Icon. You get so much on the ship, and it is such a different experience than we've had on any other ship, that yes, I feel like it is worth paying more. I'm not going to say what, like you said, everybody's dollar value.
It's all about what your value is.
It is worth paying more to go on the ship, because you really do get it. And no, I don't feel like the upcharges or the nickel and diming are anything to be concerned about at all.
It's no different than any other ship or any other
whatsoever. There's so many, and everything that is complimentary. I mean, yeah, no, you're be totally fine.
There's enough compliment. We say it all the time. If you go home from a cruise hungry, it's your own fault. Yeah. Jerry wants to know, is it better than Disney? We haven't sailed Disney. I last sailed Disney in 2003, so I can't really speak to.
We've been to Disney with the kids a few times, and we love Disney. We've been to Disney many, 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 many times. You knew more than me, and it's been a few years since we've been able to do that. I won't compare. I won't compare apples and oranges. I mean, if we were comparing apples and pears, maybe, or no. Everybody has to pick their vacations. And I do think that if you're a family that loves to cruise every year, you probably want to go to Disney once in a while. And I do think if you're a family that goes to Disney every year, you're probably going to want to cruise once in a while. So I wouldn't make them which is better. I would just make them all part of your family journey.
Well, we appreciate you guys rambling on with us tonight about what was obviously a great ship.
Been so long. If you've stuck with us the whole time, man, you deserve like a string bag or something.
I told Julie before we started, I said, when I see the interest drop, I'm going to cut it off. And you guys have all been hanging out with us for quite a while, so we appreciate it. And we're going to leave you with, if you didn't catch it on the way in, we got some more pictures for you.
So, okay, well, let me just say, I did this really quick today. the fastest way that I could. So it's not the quality that I would want, but it definitely shows pictures from every single day, from when we left to when we got home, of this trip and of Icon on the Sea. So you'll see a little bit of everything. But if you want to hang out and watch the slideshow, check it out. This was our experience, and the vlogs are coming. I'm working on them in the morning. I promise I'll get them out as soon as I can because I'm so excited to do
Thank you guys all for the super chats. We do appreciate that. If you forgot to send those, you're welcome to still do that for the next while we run the slideshow. But we do have the slideshow for you. We're going to send that now, and we will be live again next week. We'll have a little bit more of an organized review of the ship.
Are we ever organized, really?
We're going to be organized next week. I promise them. Are we live next week?
Yeah.
Okay, we're live next week. Join us next week. Watch for Julie's vlogs. Go over to the Facebook community group. Guess how much Julie won in the casino.
How much was I up in the casino?
And don't forget.
That's my only hint. I was up.
And reach out to us and book our next group cruise that's leaving in 273 days because we want to see.
Kev just said that's why he loves cruising.
We want to sail with you and
see you on the seas.